terrible show, a horrific show, absolutely the worst. You can ask anyone about it. Or even take a look at our duct tape together computer after all that fiasco that we had to be able to get this thing running. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of different news, and yet somehow nothing has changed in our country. But everything constantly keeps changing at the same time. How does that even happen? John looks confused, Logan looks thirsty, and I can't wait to poison myself.
I am confused, okay? I can't figure out this Discord. I can't figure out this Discord thing.
Okay, Boomer. Well, looks like he's just gone a few generations back. And
I tell you what, it's good to be back in studio.
it is nice to be back in studio. I like it here. But, where we did the podcast last time pre-recorded, I did enjoy that. That was a nice little change of pace.
It was a lot cooler there, and I prefer that because it is hotter than hell up here, okay?
That is true. It is. It
But
was
we
a lot
can't do
cooler
a
there.
fan because it ruins the audio.
Oh, it's terrible for the
And-
audio. Oh, crap. Hey, babe, at some point, head down there and turn off the air so that fan doesn't kick on anytime here and just completely destroy our audio.
But it is good to be
Actually, I
back.
think she can do it from her phone. Well, news, we've got China, for example, has made an aircraft carrier. Supreme Court just gave an answer, and on top of that is getting ready to take another case up. We'll talk about that as well. And, well, we have news on who actually may have been the bomber at January 6th. all
Oh, I
those
was
years
just
ago.
reading about that.
Yep,
man. That's
I've got it up
crazy.
there. So let's go ahead and get started in here. China, well, they're trying to catch up, and yet they're still so far behind because we
China's is the one on the left, right?
They're both
both China.
So if the article's pulled up here, we got two boats in the picture right here. The one on the left is what's known as a jump carrier.
Okay.
So the planes fly and they actually have to jump off in order to get flight.
they're catapulted and they jump for additional lift.
Mm-hmm. Whereas the one on the right, kind of what the U.S. has had for a long time.
Yeah.
That's just your standard Steam Deck.
That's your modern style deck, except that one isn't Steam Deck.
Really?
No, apparently this one's the electromagnetic
Ah.
catapult. And that's where actually it talks about it into the article. Trump criticized it, saying that it's unreliable tech. And to be fair, the more technology you shove into stuff, sometimes it becomes less reliable, even though it's more convenient in many ways. It's a give and take.
Steam's hands so good right now.
So it's a major step for China with this new carrier, primarily because this is the first carrier they designed and built themselves.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, that's what they're saying.
His quote
we don't know.
makes sense, man.
Which one's that?
The quote where he says, spending billions of dollars to build stupid electric, and the problem is when it breaks, you have to send it up to MIT. The steam, you can fix it with a hammer and a blowtorch, and it works just as well, if not better. I like that.
To be fair, I think that's extremely oversimplified.
Yeah, of course, but
the idea is not wrong. Typically, you throw more technology into stuff, it takes more specialists.
Well,
it's more specialized career paths, pretty much, to be able to understand how to fix it.
Well, when you look at it, all the Navy is just a bunch of rednecks on a boat. They don't have degrees from
Give them
MIT.
something.
They know how to solder, they know how to solder a pipe. They don't know how to fix an electrical connection.
So I'm friends with a Navy vet, 21 years or 22 years in the Navy. He was there when we first invaded Iraq, way back in 2001. And he was, I don't want to get this wrong, but he was an engineer or whatever. He would go around and do that. But he was up there, and it was just, they fix everything with a wrench. And so it makes sense to keep it, I know this is way simplified, but the easier you make something to fix, especially in wartime, imagine you're in a war, the Chinese, if we go to war with China, you know how easy it is to mess with electronics. It's not terribly hard to mess with electronics. So if you have something that's old school, like World War II style, I mean, you got to bomb the hell out of it to get it to stop working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what is this? Tell me more about what did they say it's better than America's? Is that what?
Oh, Definitely not. But
What-
it is a major step for them.
Oh,
'cause
this is their only third one. How
this
many?
is their third one. We have 11.
How many did they got? 3.
3.
They have 3. We have
Babies.
11.
So the U.S.
but
has
this is
more
a
than
big-
the world combined.
I
as
know
I
that,
said-
but I didn't know how many. I don't keep track.
John, as I said, it is a big step for them because, one, they claim that they also designed it and built it themselves. But then also, it has greater capabilities. Those electromagnetic catapults can throw things out there faster, which allows them to put heavier aircraft on it. Like I think it's their
Okay.
J-35 stealth fighter
Mhm.
will be able to operate
Stealth.
from it. Yeah, quote unquote stealth. We don't know. I don't care. We still outnumber them quite a bit. But
Well, here, that's the thing. Just because you can get it off faster, we have 11 to your 3. We can have more fighters up in the air faster.
yeah, and this is a step for them being going towards becoming a blue water navy. Right now, the only country in the world that is a blue water navy is the United States. That's a true blue, a class
Mhm.
1 blue water navy. There's
Well,
a couple class
How is
2s,
it powered?
and it's
Nuclear,
there's a
I
couple
believe?
class
Is
1.
is
It's
China's
most
nuclears?
likely it's nuclear powered.
Okay.
Almost all of them are moving to nuclear
'Cause
power.
I know-
Which is
how many
ironic
do we
because
have?
nuclear power means steam power because they just use the nuclear rods to
Yeah,
boil
To
the
heat
water.
heat up the
yeah.
water.
Have you seen how they test catapults?
Have I seen them test it?
Yeah.
No, I bet it's pretty awesome.
So- Because we have almost all of ours are nuclear powered,
all of
aren't
them
they?
are.
All of them are.
The USS Kitty Hawk was the last diesel powered.
Was it diesel?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought we were bringing. Because I remember a couple of years ago, Trump had talked about bringing back the old school battleships.
And he is. They're retrofitting them right now.
Well, without the technology, because EMP threats are
I
a
know.
modern threat that we
Yeah.
have
So
to
they-
deal with.
If memory serves, I haven't looked into this for a while, but all of our aircraft carriers are nuclear. Most, if not all, of our submarines are also nuclear.
Mhm.
And then Trump's bringing back the battleship, so the
Well,
Iowa class.
I know all of our Virginia class submarines are nuclear.
I believe all of our submarines are nuclear.
I don't know if all of them
Ohio
are,
and
but I
Virginia.
do know all the Virginia class ones are.
I believe all
I mean,
the Ohio
Google
ones
it.
are as well.
Are they?
Mhm.
Okay.
Google if the Ohio class submarines are
But
nuclear.
yeah, so they don't have a true blue water navy.
They're considered
They're-
a brown water.
They're not considered brown water. They are considered blue water. They're considered class 3 brown water or blue water.
Is this
brown
their ship
water-
or is that ours? I can't see
That
the
is
flag.
theirs.
Brown water navies are a lot
ugly.
like countries like Ghana.
Oh, wait.
Oh no, that is
No,
ours.
that's
Never
the
mind.
Theodore Roosevelt. Sorry, I just called our own our own aircraft.
It's an older one. It's fine.
You have to admit, I mean, it already looks a lot better. That's probably why. Our old one looks comparable to their new one, right?
So I've got a guy at work that was actually stationed on the Kitty Hawk right before he was retired.
That's cool.
So he actually wants to come on and tell a bunch of his stories from Afghanistan.
Dude, I'd love to have him.
So he's got to get out of jail first. But yeah,
Oh, man. That's funny.
Let's hear more about this battleship, guys. I just have to laugh at China.
yes, we can scroll down and see the
They just-
article.
we just got to make sure they don't get hit each other with the Chinese Coast Guard.
Yeah.
You saw that, didn't you?
What was it?
So
They hit each other.
the Chinese Coast Guard
Oh, and
had
their
two
navy.
ships collide with each other chasing the
Yeah.
Filipino
There was
boat.
what is it, British
I
and
saw
French? They had 2 submarines. They were
There
both
was-
super quiet and they hit each other mid-water. They
Wait,
didn't
who?
detect it. I think it was British and the French had 2
I think that's just a cover. I think they're still fighting each other.
or that. But they said they
It's
didn't.
not the
They
100-year
didn't.
war, it's the
They,
3-century
I forget
war.
which countries they didn't detect each other till
Oh my
they were
gosh.
like 5 feet away, and by then you're way too close to steer clear, and it was just
Well-
like thump, and it's like, well, it works. We're
To give them
silent.
credit, both their ships are pretty quiet.
Mhm.
Don't quote me on which countries, but there's 2 submarines. It's
I
kind of
believe
funny.
France and England, though, are both Class 2 blue water navies.
Do we still have 3 aircraft carriers in the Middle East right now?
We probably
1.
have.
The Henry Ford's over there right now.
Okay, I thought I heard
That's
that
how
the
Black
second
Ops 2 starts, okay? It's how it starts in 2025,
Oh,
and it happened
gosh.
on the same day too. They sent the Henry Ford over on the same day
Oh my
that Black
gosh.
Ops. But sadly, we don't have any of the cool tech that Black Ops 2
You
has.
gotta love those
That we know of.
conspiracy theories that are gonna come out of that.
I'm pretty sure we do, but it's not for us to have fun with. It's for our...
Delta's probably got a hold of all that stuff.
They get all the fun toys. While
They
we
get all
gotta
the
go.
experimental stuff before the rest of our guys do.
So they have a new aircraft carrier. Whoop-de-doo.
Wahoo!
It doesn't mean much for us, but it's a step for them, especially if they want to take Taiwan. They need to at least be a Class 2 Blue Water Navy.
Let me tell you this.
Because a Class 2 is going to be able to project their power into one overseas combat role.
I'm actually a
While
little nervous
Class
about
1,
them.
the United States, is able to project power in multiple places at the same time across the world.
Here's the thing.
If they can't, and if they're Class 3, so they really can't project it in a long-term sustained activity, then they're not going to be able to take Taiwan at all.
Yeah, but if they get anywhere, then we're screwed. Because, I mean, they do outnumber us.
They do
A
outnumber us, but I mean, that worked at first in the Korean War, but then it stopped working once we found out how to
We
counter
were
it.
outnumbered 10-1 in the Chosin Reservoir
Yeah.
and still won. So
I know, but, okay, pride always goes before the fall. Okay, we are pretty... I'm
We are a
playing...
very prideful nation.
This is playing
Hey.
devil's advocate here.
We'll get to that.
We have to be careful about like laughing about countries like these because we've been on top for so long.
Hubris
Okay.
could be our downfall.
It could be our downfall, and this is coming from a true blue American right here.
So we could switch. Or if
We
we
could
want,
be
we
careful.
can transition
Yeah.
to the next article.
The Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what these.
Let's go one more further. Let's actually skip forward an article. I need to get an ad blocker. Gosh dang. Screw me. So,
hello.
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Go up.
For who?
Supreme Court sets date to consider same-sex marriage case.
So instead of having it be a federal issue, it's going to go back to the states.
Most likely, they will just rule that it will go back to the states. The federal government doesn't have any business in it.
Well, I never had any freaking business with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's my thing.
So scroll down.
I don't agree with that. I'm traditional.
I don't.
Here's the thing: if you want to freaking marry a dude or a woman marry a woman, that's none of our darn business. Just saying.
I can understand the position.
I don't
so-
care who you sleep with. Just keep it out of everyone else's business.
Mm-hmm.
So, the landmark case, we were all alive at the time, during the Obama administration.
Back when I didn't care
Obergefell
about
versus
politics.
Hodges ruling that guarantees nationwide same-sex marriage rights. This case is being brought, if you remember her name, let's scroll down, her name's in here, I can't remember her off the top of my head. The
Kenny
woman...
Chesney?
What? The woman who's bringing the woman who's bringing the lawsuit was the years ago. It was the lady who refused to sign or approve the marriage certificate for a gay couple that was wanting to get married, and then she ended up facing
Go back up,
charges
we passed
for
it.
it.
It's Davis.
Davis.
There we go,
Davis,
Davis.
right there.
So she's the one that brought the lawsuit. It's going, and now the Supreme Court's actually willing to hear it. And you know, you'd think, oh, it can't be overturned, but to be fair, we also never thought Roe v. Wade would actually be overturned either, so we have
That's
no
fair.
clue. So it'll likely be turned back over to the states. I think the Supreme Court will rule to turn it back to the states. My reasoning why I think that will happen is this: one, they said, like with Roe v. Wade, it was a state level issue. Secondly, the Supreme Court in this decision stepped outside of its bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they did is they forced all states to say you have to authorize legal gay marriage in your state. But then that's debatable whether they'd have that authority or not. But what they didn't have the authority to do was say that you, as the state of Utah, for example, have to recognize the gay marriage license of New York or Colorado, which is outside of their bounds. It's actually written in the U.S. Constitution that reciprocity between state documents from one state to another is governed solely by the Congress.
Well, then you would have to agree with the fact that you can't make the constitutional carry for all 50 states.
That's also where it's debatable, because marriage is not listed in the Constitution, but the right to keep and bear arms is listed.
True. It's
And
just
so-
a thin line. Do you understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
It's like that
I-
fine, thin line. You can't
I
be
agree
picky
with
and
you.
choosy.
I agree with you. That's a very thin line. Like, does that mean they can't pass reciprocity with that? Well, I guess it depends. They couldn't pass reciprocity on concealed carry permits because that would be governed by the Congress according to the Constitution.
So
But a way around that, they could argue, well, concealed carry permits are unconstitutional, so constitutional carry throughout the U.S.
Well, they are.
That would be
Constitutional.
the approach around to get around that without sacrificing a decision here.
I'm gonna
Go
play
ahead.
devil's advocate for a
Mhm.
second. If this goes back to the states and states start outlining it, when does that overstep the freedom of religion?
That is true too.
Because that very well could be someone's personal beliefs and religion,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like, forgive the Warhammer reference, but that's exterminatus on.
And I can understand that, but that's also, I guess, where my own personal beliefs are, is that we need to completely abolish state and federal marriage laws completely.
What do you mean? Go into depth on that, just
I'm
so
gonna go
before
into depth on it.
just so I don't
Do
we don't
you
get into an
know-
argument here.
Do you know why they started passing marriage license laws in the first place? Because we didn't used to.
Money.
We did not used to have the legal parameters, or you would say, or process of getting married.
For divorce.
It didn't exist before. Not for divorce. No, it was your Southern racists, KKK members, who didn't want intermixing between black and whites. They didn't want interracial marriages. And so they started requiring marriage licenses to be able to get married. And that was the fundamental kind of where it started at. It evolved from there, but that's where it started at. And so my argument is get rid of all of it, because the term marriage is a religious term, first of all. That's
Mhm.
where it comes from. Get rid of it in the government. This is a private thing in a religious context. It's a religious sacrament. Get the government out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could
I can-
agree with that. I mean, I did wonder when when I got married, because we had to get the state license,
Mhm.
To
And then the
marry
church-
ourselves.
and then the church. You fill out all the paperwork for being married in the temple, and it
Mhm.
was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have to fill out state paperwork. I should just be able to go to the church and be like, hey, I'm marrying.
Mm-hmm.
My wife Sarah. We'd like to get married. Boom,
Now,
done.
for most
diggity
of the
done.
history of the church, too, people will get married civilly and then go to the temple and get married
Mhm.
separately. And that stopped in the 1970s, I believe, with the whole free love and sex freaks of the hippies, the stinky hippies that no one liked.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy
What
times in
happened is there was
America.
a counterculture to that grew up, and that was inside the church, where then they combined the two at the same time, doing the civil union with the temple marriage at the same time.
And now
Is
that's
that-
changed back. That's
So
changed
is that
back
the whole
now.
thing? Growing up, it was always, if you got married civilly, you had to wait a
Yeah,
year in order
You
to
don't
go
have to do that
I know
anymore.
that changed while I was out on my mission.
Mhm.
And that,
To be honest,
that
that's
was
so
great.
nice. It's the way it should be, because I know so many people that they want to do like
Go-
a temple marriage.
go to the courthouse and then go to the temple. That
Mhm.
way you can still have your family celebrating at
Mhm.
the courthouse.
Well, there's people
they used
too that
to be
want
separate
like
all the time in
Mhm.
church history for that. So
So
I that's why I just advocate
the
getting rid of
government
it
out,
entirely.
dude,
Because if
just-
you get rid of
yeah.
it entirely, you can just do whatever you want.
that like
get it out. The
Yeah.
government shouldn't be involved. First of all, I know personally, I don't think any of us agree on we're all traditionally married here. But the government has no business being in who you marry
Mm-hmm.
or how you do it.
mm-hmm.
They don't. It's not their job.
But
Their
that's
job
the
is
thing.
just to provide defense for us. Pretty much. That's all the government should be there for, is to declare war and bomb people.
Yeah.
Personal preference there.
But that's the thing, though, too, is back when this decision was first made, I remember hearing leftists going and arguing, oh, how stupid these Christian
Can you
conservatives
scroll
are,
down?
because they think it'll normalize pedophilia and that will talk to their children about gay stuff in school. And then now we fast forward to today, and they're talking about gay stuff in school,
We get-
and
get
they're
it.
trying to trans the kids. I can't find anything about as pedophilia as it gets as trying to cut off a child.
So ready for this
Genitals.
funny story?
we gave an inch and they took a mile.
Mhm.
So I told my son, picked him up from school, and I was like, so how's the brainwashing going? He's like, Dad, they're not brainwashing me. I said, so how's the brainwashing going? And then he went to my wife and says, and he goes to my wife and says, Mom, Dad says they're brainwashing me in school, but if I don't listen, I'll get in trouble. She's like, oh my gosh.
Well, what you should have done is when you said, how is your brainwashing going? And he replied with, they're not brainwashing me. You should have replied with, oh, so it's going well.
I mean, he is in kindergarten, so, and the schools here.
That's where it starts. Coming from a kid that went to preschool for 2 years before he went to kindergarten, that's where it starts.
Everything I've heard about his teachers, I've actually agreed with. So they've been doing well so far. So far as I feel, he hasn't started to be.
That's the thing.
But it was funny. It's just funny.
For the most part, a lot of the teachers here in Utah, you're already pulling your teachers from a rather conservative state. So statistically, they're going to be more conservative.
Not always.
I know.
When you get up
the
in
chances
age,
are they're going to be more conservative. But and the thing is though, there's the liberal teachers that are there. They don't have to be a majority to really take control of an institution.
Mm-hmm.
They only need to be about 10% before when they finally have enough weight to throw around that they can be a problem and actually influence their own agenda.
Mm-hmm. And that's coming from someone who's grew up deeply in the school districts. So
yeah, no, I get you.
Just stay out of there. Well, I hope. To be honest, the government needs to get out of marriage at the end of this. They just, I don't care.
So I'm hoping
what they do.
I'm hoping. What was it? 2015? Is that when it went through?
Yeah.
2012, 2015. I'm hoping that decision gets overruled, as well as the state or the feds and the state no longer have authority to deal with marriage.
And that's possible. The thing is, the Supreme Court for a long time has always been afraid of really doing broad-reaching precedent. And I would like it if they just started doing it, because there's so much that needs to get fixed. And that's something I would like to see, is say, hey, federal government shouldn't be doing this at all. Oh, and the state government shouldn't be doing anything either.
Like this is laying it out.
This is purely private. And that if the government wants to create laws regarding the separation of people after marriage to manage how assets are divided up or whatnot, sure, I get that. Because you don't want to you want to have some oversight on that to make sure no one's screwing over the other person completely.
Well, they're at the same time that people's gonna do what people's gonna do. That governance isn't supposed to be meddling in the dough.
Right? Well, even like the divorce stuff, like they want the no-fault divorce back. Okay, the government shouldn't be involved in divorce.
Well, that's the thing is the no-fault divorce was created, and then all of a sudden you just get divorce gets rampant. People are constantly filing for divorce, and they're screwing other people over in the process.
And that's like the government shouldn't be involved in anything like that, but there should be rules and regulations. Like lawyers and things are there, but they shouldn't be like, you have to go to the state to get married. You have to, for like the divorce end of it, maybe, so that it's like, but not even like the state, but like you have to go through like the court. The judge is just there to pretty much make sure that you're not screwing each other over.
What if instead of doing like a marriage certificate, so say like me and my wife are gonna separate, right? Instead of having the marriage certificate there, have your witnesses.
I'm sure your wife is listening very closely.
Oh, I know. I'm just putting an example out there as all.
I got a couch for you to sleep on if you need it, okay?
I'm happily married. We're fine. So, just putting the example out there. Right, we don't have if we didn't have a marriage certificate or anything like that, you still have to have two witnesses there to ratify the marriage, even in a religious aspect. So what if you're going to get separated, you need two witnesses to cooperate on that's when they was married, they've been married this long, these are the assets they have. And that's what they use instead of the whole marriage certificate.
Yeah. Also, another benefit, though, too, to completely abolishing government structure in it is a couple that's been married for like a year, if they're getting divorced, it's going to be...
Is that your wife?
Nope, never mind. That's a completely different thing. That
Oh,
was my
okay.
wife, but that was on a different subject.
I was gonna say, if it was about that, you better read it out loud because it's funny.
So the thing is, like, a couple that's been married for 1 year, for example, it's very easy when they get divorced for them to really kind of separate and pull their assets back to where they were at beforehand. As compared to, like, my wife and I, for example, we've coming up on 15 years now, and now she's a stay-at-home mom. It's like, if we were to separate, that would be a completely different scenario.
Then that
It wouldn't even be comparable, wouldn't be on the same planet.
that becomes the whole Beanie Babies scenario.
Which also, because of that, it would also encourage both parties to really try and make it work, rather than just being so willing to throw it away. Because that's the other thing. Is, like, I've seen the interviews with the couples who've been married for 60 plus years, and they're like, "How did you make it last?" And it's like, well, all you young people just when something breaks, you just throw it away. It's like, you gotta learn. Like, you have to kind of try to fix it.
This generation, including your generation here, we were never really okay. This is coming from personal experience. This is going all over the internet. We never really learned how to communicate growing up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've had to learn, and I'm still learning. My wife is probably watching this too and shaking her head yes to this. The thing is these older generations saying, "Oh, you just throw it away." Well, guess what? On their part, on their fault, they didn't teach us how to fix things.
Yeah.
And so we've had to struggle. Okay, we have three different generations here almost. Okay.
Well, we'll put it this way: 3 different decades.
Yeah. Okay. His relationship with his wife is different. Okay. I've been married 7 years. How long have you been married?
Coming up on 5.
Okay. And you've been married 15.
Coming up on 15, yeah.
Okay, it's the amount of difficulty that we have, especially in today's climate, because everything is instant gratification. You just have that me attitude from both sides. We were never taught how to deal with that and how to talk, and so eliminating the government's factor in all of this is what I'm getting to, would force us to sit down and say, hey, listen, I need to get along with you. Is like, hey, we still love each other. Boom, let's sit down like grown-ass adults and try to talk about this. And my wife's probably like, yeah, maybe get that through your thick-headed skull.
I think it's a mentality thing, because I would dare say all 3 of us grew up, or our generations grew up, of like, well, that toy broke, let's go get a new one.
Yeah.
Instead of
trying to fix it.
Well, that toy broke, let's fix it. Or figure out how to play with it while it's broken, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is like, when my dad grew up, for example, if a toy broke, his dad, my grandpa, probably had the stuff to actually fix it. Or nowadays, we got all these toys with these fancy electronics. When I'm growing up, my dad doesn't have the stuff to fix that. How is he supposed to fix it? He's not an electrician. He's not a computer scientist. He doesn't know this stuff. And so it's like, it's almost just throwing technology into things almost actually kind of makes it easier to throw things away rather than actually trying to fix it. And then what is it? Oh, we got all this technology today that's now involved in our relationships. It kind of makes it easy to just throw the relationship away rather than trying to work on it.
I'm actually like a firm believer that these have destroyed more marriages than just arguing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, right now, finance is the number 1 killer.
Oh,
but
yeah, money.
To be fair, though, this makes it a lot easier to spend money, though, too.
It does, and I mean, our phones are $1,000 now each. I mean, they're ridiculous. But it's all these things. But overall, we all agree, the government needs to get the hell out of marriage in every way, shape, and form.
They need to get out of our personal lives.
As our FBI agents are listening.
Screw you, Dave.
Phones. Yours is named Dave?
Yeah.
Oh.
Theodore.
Hey,
I name
Jeff,
you Theodore.
I really love you, but I need you to stop this.
Oh, no.
The
Jeffrey story.
Yeah, we can't tell the Jeffrey story without Sam. Do you know the Jeffrey story?
Jeffrey, as My FBI agent? Or
No,
Jeffrey
different
is something
Jeffrey.
Different
else?
Jeffrey.
Okay,
So-
different
It's
Jeffrey.
highly inappropriate, but really funny.
So my brother,
I do have these channels listed as not for children, so
we can't tell.
we
We
can't-
can't give it justice. We
Okay.
cannot give the story justice.
But
My
I think you
brother-in-law
might want to
has
change your FBI person's name.
Well,
Just-
actually,
I mean,
might
Have you been
fit.
looking
it
for
might
a name
actually
change?
fit.
it might
It actually might fit. We'll have to.
We'll
we'll
tell
have
you
to-
off air.
We will.
Oh,
we will
that's
get
funny.
Sam to tell you off air. Okay.
Well, Jeff will still hear.
So what's this other thing?
Let's
that
go back to
has
the
Yeah,
other
what's
Supreme Court
this
ruling.
other Supreme Court?
So, the Supreme Court has officially sided with
Waiting.
Trump in an emergency injunction to block the full funding of SNAP aid payments.
No. Jeez, okay.
This
so
is,
Snap
okay.
I read this today.
So this is
bad.
the interesting thing. Snappocalypse hit, and no riots happened. And as Christy, my wife, has seen with receipts in the past with SNAP benefits from people she knows, it does show on the bottom the actual balance left in the card, and there are people posting pictures of their receipts with like freaking $6,000 left in the balance. Because you have, when you get it, it doesn't get taken away, but you until a certain period of time. You have a certain period of time to spend that, and so it's like what, 3 months or something. Chris,
Something
do you
like
remember?
that. It's
I think as long as you keep getting it, it's there, fine. But once
Okay.
you
Is it on a?
stop getting
oh.
it, you have a month or two to spend it.
It's
Okay.
on a quarterly basis.
I
or-
do know
so
some people
It sounds like
who are on it.
once you're getting it, if you don't use all of it, it keeps building up as you keep getting it.
Mm.
But then once you're no longer qualified, after that point, you have a certain amount of time to spend it.
Even well, when you still have it, you have a certain
So
amount
I
of
don't
time,
think
but it's longer.
I don't think the snap riots, the snap apocalypse will happen yet, because I bet a lot of these people do not use all the funds every time.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them probably have some funds built up that they're living off of until it runs out.
Yeah.
Here's
Which,
I do.
in a way, that actually could be very beneficial for Trump on this, especially if we want to get rid of the fraud, because there's like almost pre and post COVID is almost a 100% difference, 100% more use of SNAP after COVID as compared to before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like there's a lot of people, they're capable of working, but we just need to get them back out into the workforce.
I just feel bad for those who actually can't
Like
and they need
So-
it,
Yeah.
and
No,
they're
I
caught up in
agree.
all that politics of
so
people.
many people need this program,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, the
thousands more abuse the system.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is I want all the abuse gone. I have that's the thing, is I don't have problems with safety social safety nets like this, whether it's the welfare program or the food stamp program,
or like the
as we
heat
now call it,
program that they
SNAP.
do here in Utah.
What's the heat?
Oh, my mom used to work for the state for it. So those who struggle to pay like heating and cooling bills
Oh, okay.
throughout there, they go out. But she said she had so many people that actually needed help, but
Yeah.
they didn't qualify. Then you have these rich buttholes come in there.
And they technically qualify.
And they technically qualify.
Yeah.
And it's like she felt so bad. So she had to quit that job
Yeah.
because she felt so
And
guilty.
that's all these programs they need.
Mhm.
They need to be fixed.
Holy
we need to
fetch!
we need to find a way to solve the problem, and hopefully we can get it to where it's like everyone gets kicked off of Snap, and then they just reapply, and they're able to filter through the ones when they reapply
that
and
need
get
it,
the
that
people who
actually need it.
So, example from my childhood, right? My next door neighbors growing up were known drug dealers,
Mhm.
but were still on welfare systems like
Mhm.
this, and there was just cash everywhere in the house.
And it's all money under the table, so there's
Yeah.
there's
There's no,
no records.
yeah. So it's like, how do you stop that,
Mm-hmm.
but still help those that actually
And
need
the
it?
amount of people who are not citizens
Oh, that
who
are on it.
that
Yes.
are on it is ridiculous.
I mean,
Um,
I'll be honest, we tried for it.
And
And I make too much money here. I bring in, if I'm lucky, $46,000 a year.
damn,
Okay, to survive in this economy, that's nothing.
yeah.
Okay, I don't qualify for a program like this, but some illegal immigrant
Yeah, and there are
comes
illegal
in and
immigrants.
gets it.
From what I understand, it is majority of people on there are U.S. citizens,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a huge portion that's non-citizens, but many of them are here legally though.
They got a
And then
green
there is
card or
a portion
visa,
that they
yeah.
are illegal. all the illegal people who are here illegally get
Need
kicked
to
off
get
it
off
and
of it.
deported.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who are here, who are non-citizens though, who are on it, we need to get them off it somehow and get them in the workforce, because it's just, I don't think you should be getting it unless you're an American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And
But if
that
you have
means
the green card, let's figure out why you're not, because you like
well,
you were saying,
that's
why
another question. Are you got a green card, but then why are you needing this benefit to help survive here in the U.S. in the first place? Like,
because you got a green card, probably come over here to work to get
And I
money.
think
So
a lot
why
of
So
aren't
people-
you're as a green card holder, you're reporting to somebody for work. Like what?
why
what's
are
going
you
on
receiving? I am totally fine with just
Like,
American
some of them
citizens
might be it's
having
money
this.
under the table, and so they're just
So-
collecting on the benefit in addition. But then there's a lot of them
money
where it's like, how much are you actually making?
Money under the table, or they're making so much and sending everything home.
Mm-hmm.
They could be. I mean,
There are, I've heard of a number of people who come here, work in the orchards,
Mm-hmm.
send every dime they get home, and then they rely on benefit like stuff like this in
Oh,
order
that's-
to
and see, that's
survive
not.
here.
In
That's
the, well,
not
in the
okay,
southern
you
U.S.,
know.
it's actually not uncommon for there to be migratory workers, whereas people who come here to the U.S. work during the crop season when all the tending to the fields and the
Mhm.
orchards is happening. Then they do the harvest, and then they go back home.
So
and they
actually,
live
we
on many of them will live off of what they earn for the whole year until the next season.
So I actually
And I
knew
don't
a
have a
family.
problem with that, because I mean, there's nothing illegal about
Well,
that.
that's where the whole green card scenario came from.
Yeah.
Green cards last for 9 months. That's the growing season,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you get 3 months of winter. And it's like,
I knew a family on my mission actually. Great family, by the
Mhm.
way. I don't know what they fed me. It was hot and spicy, and they called me a white boy, and it was hilarious.
think
But they literally, they're great, great family.
Mhm.
Okay, but they traveled. They had a home in Evans, Georgia, and a home up in Wisconsin. Okay, a little trailer, but they would just travel to all the crops. That's how they lived.
Yeah.
That was their life. Is they traveled for work.
They
They
migrated
followed-
like geese,
Mhm.
following the harvest, pretty much.
And
Yeah.
they harvest
Going
blueberries,
around.
so they did all the blueberries. So every
that's
time,
cool.
and so because Evans, Georgia, or Alma, Georgia, I mean, not Evans, is blueberry capital.
Mhm.
Okay, it smells like blueberries and dog food down
Mhm.
there, but it's getting the people off that shouldn't be on, that we need to be worried about, because you have thousands, probably millions of people that need this. They
Mhm.
need it to survive. I am 100%. Have you seen
My problem is
see,
that
like-
they need it to survive, because quite frankly, it's sad that our economy's gotten to this point.
Oh yeah, that's that bad.
Because it's like, that's the thing, is like, Trump's trying to fix the economy, but then it's like, we got all this going on. It's like, I almost wonder if it's beyond fixing, that no matter what he does, he's going to fail,
mhm.
just because it's that far gone.
It's so hyperinflated
Because
right
it's
now.
just, well, it's like, I was doing the math on the price of gold and also wages back in the day. In 1971, the price of gold was it was anywhere between like $36 and $48, depending on the time of year that you look at it at.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take that, the minimum wage was $1.60 or $1.80. And after 40-hour work week, you could buy 1.8 ounces of gold off of minimum wage. I'm making massively more money than minimum wage at my job, and I can't even buy an ounce of gold after a week. And that's with 50-hour work weeks too. And so part of the problem is because all these high-quality jobs we had that bolstered our economy are gone overseas, all these manufacturing jobs, so there's nothing here to support us. And so we're just relying on this inflated currency to survive here.
That's
So-
my breed
There's nothing underpinning our economy. Gold's great. All these things are great, but there's nothing in the country being produced truly to underpin the economy. It's not gonna succeed.
That my line of work. My line of work is a dying breed here in the States.
Mhm.
Yep.
You can't find machinists to save your life.
Yeah.
When you do, it's a button pusher that just knows how to click a green button and like screw a vice tight. That's all they know how to do.
Yeah.
Where you like people like who went to school to learn how to program and learn how to do everything manually, we're a dying breed.
Yeah.
Everything's getting shipped overseas, and it's not right. Those should be staying here, homeside.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And that's
because
what-
those boomers got to make money, okay?
Screw the boomers.
Okay? That's why, okay, I am so sick and tired of people, boomers, okay? We're going to screw you guys, okay? And screw the part of the generation afterwards. Not all of the, not
Like,
the baby boomers.
I love
okay?
my grandparents. I love
they
my
are.
parents.
I love
Those
my-
They're
I-
boomers and Xers.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Okay,
like
I
my
love
mom
both,
and dad
but-
also agree. Like the boomer generation's not all cracked up.
It is the
what
largest
they say it
generation that the U.S. has ever seen,
is. Mhm.
and they're requiring everyone to pay for their benefits.
But
Well,
ready
that's the
for
thing
this?
is they're-
This is where I draw the line. When they tell you, you need to stop buying Starbucks. You need to stop drinking soda.
Oh.
You need to do this. You need to
you-
go that. And it's like,
Why haven't you bought a house yet?
yeah, why haven't you done this? And it's like, well, back in your day, a can of Coke, 16-ounce can
5
of Coke
cents.
was, 5 cents. And you look at, and they're always like, oh, you just spend money on stupid shit.
Well,
and it's like, well,
so
I'm sorry.
here's the
Here,
thing.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Ugh.
Back in their day, a 40-hour work week on minimum wage could earn them more than the mortgage on the house.
Yeah, and
Because
so,
because gold was more than the mortgage on our houses in today when you compensate for inflation. Because
Mhm.
the
Here.
mortgage on my house is not
I'm-
$4,000 like the price of gold.
do you have the numbers here?
I've got the inflation calculator. So,
Listen, I love you older generation. I do. You guys got some crazy ass stories of your generation, but some of you guys are just buttholes.
so
man.
let's go post-war, 1955,
Okay.
right? What was minimum wage?
1955? I don't know.
Or sorry, what was the number you pulled out?
Computer.
1971.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's do 71.
$1.80 or
Right.
$1.60.
1971. This boomers would be working by then, right?
Yeah,
right,
my
'cause
dad
they
was
were-
born in '56. So,
So
yeah.
the boomers were 46 up to like 65, I believe.
Okay.
So my
continue.
dad's a boomer.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So
What the hell?
seven.
If you're a millennial, chances are your dad's a boomer.
Mhm.
He's
Well, my dad's a cool boomer, so
My dad's an Xer.
yeah, he's a Gen Zer, so his dad is most likely a chance is.
I've
is
never
Gen
met a
Xer.
harder working man in my life. So,
So
my dad's
what was-
one of the few good ones.
What was minimum wage?
About $1.60 to $1.80. I think it changed partway through the year.
We'll go $1.80 in 71.
Mhm.
Is worth $14.33 in 2025.
But then also look at the price of gold, how much it's inflated. It's way higher than even that, just
I mean,
inflation.
you just see just in the
That's why I
25
was
years
saying,
too.
I don't know if Trump can fix the economy because I think the sickness is way too deep into our economy that the only way out might be to crash.
I
See,
think we're going to need it.
We
And
bought.
I don't want to see that kind of crash because the kind of crash we're talking about that the U.S. could be facing is the kind that deletes technology from society.
Okay, whoa,
Like the
what?
collapse of the Roman Empire when
Hey, we just got news. What the hell?
well, ancient Rome, you look at that. Ancient Rome had indoor plumbing.
Mhm.
People don't talk about it. Don't really know about it. But so why didn't the Middle Ages happen? Well, when the entire financial structure of the Roman currency collapsed with Rome that supported the existence of indoor plumbing went away.
Mhm.
Because there was no financial structure, there was no economic structure to actually support the creation of that.
So
Crazy.
It's
I
like
will-
the 5-foot aqueduct pipe that I helped build here in Santaquin. That doesn't exist without millions of people in the state of Utah
Mhm.
demanding that they need that much water. It doesn't happen without that many people.
Well, I will give it the benefit of the doubt. We've just pulled up the 1971 minimum wage to 2025,
Mhm.
right? The gold standard wasn't revoked until 76,
Mhm.
right? So inflation's got out of hand because we have nothing to base it off of. We claim that it's based off oil, but
And even then,
Oil's-
that's debatable because they keep not wanting to get oil from the U.S. and keep wanting to buy it from other countries. So it's like,
yeah.
how can we
So-
base it off oil when we're not even basing it
What
off
do
of oil from
what do you
the
base it
US?
off of? Do you go back to gold? Do you base it off platinum? Do you base it off
And how do you do that?
freaking aluminum? Do you base it like?
Well,
If
the other
there's gotta be
question is how do you do that? If you want to go back on the gold standard, how do you achieve that? Do you lock in the price of gold? Well, that means you're not printing money anymore either.
Yeah.
So
And you got all these things you got to fund. How are you going to fund it now? because you can't just print the money like you used to. Just take out the debt. You take out the debt, it's connected to gold. I mean, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. Like,
you're up shit's creek without a paddle.
I know. So what kind of crash are we looking at? Like,
I think
if it crashes, it's going to be the next depression.
Yeah. Do we need another 1930?
Well, I've been thinking
I don't
about
want
it.
people
okay?
to die, but it would be good for the economy.
Yeah.
Not that many people.
No.
So.
Well, here's the thing. I've been thinking about, like, indoor plumbing was pretty much one of the more advanced things that Rome had. Well,
Mhm.
what's one of the more advanced things that we have right now? Internet technology. I wouldn't be surprised if the next crash that's on that level pretty much eliminates internet technology. Now, there's a chance it doesn't, because the other thing is
that's a worldwide thing.
It's worldwide, and so there's a chance it doesn't delete that. Because it's worldwide, so if it only affects the U.S., then it won't affect other countries.
I don't think
but
it's
the U.S. is kind of the central hub of the internet. Without us, how much of it will really do well?
I don't think it's going to require as hard of a crash as you're thinking. I think it's going to be another 1930s instead of food and agriculture and just the financial collapse. It's going to be a financial collapse, but it's not going to. I don't even know how to phrase that. But it's more of like, I'm thinking the 1930s Great Depression, maybe just amplified a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not the whole, like, downfall of the U.S. kind of a...
I guess we'll have to see. So
we'll have to see, because we'll probably be living it soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to pull it up.
What is it?
Okay, so my last purchase from Costco, okay?
That's
it was
cute.
21 items. Take a guess how much it cost me.
I'm going to guess
Okay,
somewhere
I got a family of 3.
$890.
I mean, I feel like I spend that much damn money every time I go there.
I'm going to guess somewhere around the 250 range.
Yeah, $261. I remember going to Costco with my mom when I was little.
That's so cute.
You could get like a full cart, like 100 items.
And you're not even
or
$100.
more. And you're not
you're
like,
under 150 still.
I mean, I remember when I first bought my first Nintendo. You remember the Nintendo DS Lite?
I never really had any video game stuff growing up,
So,
I knew it existed, but I don't truly remember.
So I bought one of those with my own money when I was a kid. It was $100.
Yeah.
And now you look at it, you're looking $200-$300 for a stupid little device, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, it sucks.
No, it's. Oh, we got some breaking good news, by the way.
Yeah, we certainly went off the rails on that. It's a whole economic issue, but I mean, to be fair, it's not. It does tie into it. That's the thing.
The people that are getting affected by the Snappocalypse EBT freaking downfall, I feel sorry for them if they truly need it. But
and
I saw a woman on there that said, "Oh, I can't feed my 8 kids. I can't work," and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Well, to be fair, she can feed her 8 kids, because that's why you see there's a lot of food pantries out there. There are a lot of food pantries out there.
Well, here's my thing: quit opening your body up to different men and different baby daddies.
That's a whole different issue.
And that's
that's what she was saying is that her baby daddies won't pay her to take care of the kids, and it's like, well, maybe get your life together, get off your ass, and get to freaking work.
Well, maybe stop hooking up with deadbeats. I mean, that's an option.
Because a good man will do whatever it takes to provide for his family. We all know this. We all have kids. There are times that in the year that we don't see our family as often as we would like. Okay,
or as we should.
As we should, like as a good present dad that I think each of us are trying to be with our children.
It's not easy.
Because we work our asses off to provide in this crazy ass economy.
Yeah. It's a give and take. If you go back to the 1950s, Dad was home at a decent time, but he was also beating Mom. You come back to the...
Oh, gosh.
When I say I was born for those older times, I don't mean that, okay?
I'm
I'm an old soul!
You come to 2025, man won't lay a hand on his wife, but he can't provide for his family.
So, I mean, that is true. But it's I do feel bad.
So we should have stopped somewhere in the 70s, is what you're saying.
Probably.
I mean, hey, millennial dads, and some Gen Z dads, because are the most present dads of all the generations. We just have a hard time doing millennial parenting, figuring out our own parenting because we were like whacked over the head as kids. So we're trying to figure everything out.
I'm pretty sure I've got a name tattooed across my rear end still. I don't know about you guys.
Did it
but-
work for you though?
Oh yeah.
It works. When you're a little wild child, it works.
It's really scary when he asks you which end do you want this time.
There is abuse and there's
For
not
more
abuse.
childhood
Okay?
trauma, tune in next week.
For a therapy session,
I'm
tune
fine.
in next
I'm
time.
fine.
Oh man, yeah,
No,
it's
this is-
interesting how much things change. Like you said, that thing where it's that statistic where apparently millennial parents or millennial dads are more
Us.
present than previous
Us.
generations, and I look back at it and it's like, oh really? It was that shitty back then. Like I feel pretty bad about how present I am right now, and it's like it was worse.
I mean, I remember like my childhood. My dad was there as much as he could be because he worked. He worked. I mean, we did
To be
road
fair,
trips
my
across
dad
the
also-
country every year. We went across the country. We
Yeah.
either went to California, Idaho, or drove all the way back east to Pennsylvania. So it's like, man, was it really that bad? Or
Yeah.
are they just saying like they're just picking like a small group to
I-
study? You know what I
I-
mean?
yeah.
And
I will give my
No,
dad.
I guess to give my dad credit and me credit on this is like my dad was working a normal 9-to-5 job back when a 9-to-5 job could actually pay your bills.
Mhm.
yeah.
As compared to now, it's like I'm working a 50-hour work week. I'm leaving home now in winter. It's dark, and I'm getting home, and it's dark. And
Mhm.
so it's like I can't. It's not that I don't want to do anything. It's like I can't take them outside to go do stuff except
As
on
much
the
as
weekends.
I like my job, I mean, hate my job, I do like the hours because I'm home at 2:30. I can
Yeah.
pick up my kid from school.
And so, to give my dad credit, I only saw my dad one
Honor
day,
thy father.
1 day a week up until I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Because he was on the road plumbing, just
The
working.
man was doing what he needed to do to provide for
That's
the
where
family.
it's like there was one of my neighbors, a kid. His dad was a trucker, and so
Mhm.
I felt bad for him because his dad was never around because he's
That's-
always doing long hauls.
I never knew my
And so it's just
never really knew my grandpa because that's what he was doing. He was hauling cars for the church.
good work, but it took him away from the family quite a bit.
Ended up killing him. He died of heart attack in 2014.
Oof.
So
Sad.
he died watching the election results in 2014.
get
I
it.
would hate to
get
go
it.
out that way, man.
He was,
I
he was
mean,
so happy the Republicans took the House and the Senate, and he
then
got-
died.
He died a happy man.
And then-
He got to leave on a good note.
Anywho,
Obama's a lame duck president now. I could die.
all right, let's see what this next
What's
article
What's
is.
this
move
former
on.
capital? Is this the pipe
Go
bomber
ahead and
or
move
whatever?
over to that fourth tab. We got former Capitol Police officer, a forensic match for January 6th pipe bomber.
So I heard
Scroll
she,
down and look at her. She looks like a duck. I mean, she looks.
she
Don't
looks the
like
part.
a-
say that. Oh my, what the heck?
She looks the part.
I didn't
Sorry,
say
no
anything.
offense, but
She
looks
does
the part.
kind of look crazy.
This one doesn't look too bad.
Or
That's
that
fair.
one.
Yeah, I mean, the other
The-
one, she looks. The top left, she looks like a standard Fed.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Top right doesn't
Top
look
right,
terrible.
She does kind of look like she'd fit onto the women's soccer team,
Mm-hmm.
national soccer
The-
team.
the
Sorry,
top
the
left-
bottom right looks
Oh,
like she
man.
would go onto the U.S. soccer team. The top right is more like the tennis team.
Okay,
the
yeah, I see what
top
you're saying.
left, she does
the
look like
bottom
the
left
typical.
looks like she's gonna
That's
plant
a dude.
cocaine in your car.
That's a
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. That's she's gonna plant evidence. The top, the top left is your typical Fed look.
Dude, that is
the
such a
hat,
Fed look.
the
She-
hat, the sunglasses. The
She went
hey,
to-
we're just normal Americans here.
She went to Fed RS.
She went to Fed
Yeah,
RS to
literally.
get her stuff. All right,
So
scroll
I
down.
heard
Let's
she
look
got.
at the
I heard she
article.
got offered a job at the CIA.
That wouldn't
That
surprise
wouldn't
me.
surprise me. No.
So forensic
I'm
analysis.
surprised you don't have that news article. Is that she got picked up after the January
It
6th,
might
right?
be in here.
That they picked her up. The CIA picked her up, and it's like, well, of course they did. They wanted to protect their agents.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I know, right? So forensic analysis of a female former U.S. Capitol Police officer's gait is a 94 to 98% match to the unique stride of the long-sought January 6th pipe bomber.
So I feel
Pipe
bad
bomb
for her
suspect.
twin.
If
Oh,
it
she-
wasn't her,
Wait, she has a twin sister?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
you're like, oh, this is great news. This
Well,
is
I'm
good
married
news.
to a twin, so the fact that she's a twin wouldn't surprise me. I know twins exist. They're a thing. Oh,
So-
babe, they're a thing. They exist, right?
Yep.
That point towards law enforcement. Okay, we all know that the FBI did it. Okay,
Well,
we all know
technically-
it's just
Hey,
taking forever.
hey.
Ugh.
Technically, it wasn't the FBI. It was
The-
the Capitol Police.
They were effing on it though.
Oh, I bet they were on it. Weren't they? They were on it. So let's scroll back up. Let's look. I want to make sure I give credit to this guy. He worked his butt off and risked his life in some cases. Scroll up.
Keep going up. We want to know who wrote
Where
this.
there he is, right
Steve
there.
Baker and Joseph M. Hanneman.
Yeah. So Steve Baker, he is the.
Way to be, Blaze Media.
Yeah, I know, right? Steve Baker's the main guy who is doing the investigative journalism on this.
He's
was
been
the
on
one-
this for years.
He
at
was
this
the one
point.
going through documents. The government came after him during this. I believe he was arrested during the process of him doing the research
really?
for this article.
So you know you're on the right track
When they're
if you-
trying to get
when
after
you're.
it, yes. So then
It used to be the greatest award you could get in journalism
Mhm.
is when you would get assassinated because you knew you were on the right track.
Journalism
Journalism back in the
is an
day
assassination attempt.
is the assassination attempt.
meant you were, a
Meant
good
you were
journalist.
doing the right thing. You
Yeah.
weren't picking sides.
So let's go ahead and scroll back down.
That's hilarious.
So
I
Steve
didn't know that.
Baker, he had been doing this investigation now for like 6 years. He's been.
Can you
working
scroll
on this.
down a little more?
Yeah, go ahead
Right
and read
here.
it for yourself. And when he found the information on this, he took it to a source he had in a top-level investigative agency in the U.S.
Boom! I was right. I told you. She left the
Okay.
Capitol Police for the Central Intelligence Agency.
Dang. So he took it to his source in an
Mhm.
an investigative body in the U.S. And when they got back to him, their first reply was "Holy shit," and then the second reply was, "It's one of ours." And so it's like you're looking at this, and it's like this was effectively an inside job, probably to give the premises for the U.S. government to use force
Mm-hmm.
against the protesters and against other people. They wanted it for propaganda. Now, what's interesting, though, is that the bomber did do it at both the DNC headquarters and the Republican headquarters there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Hey, wait a minute.
what is the motivation behind it? But we don't know. But we do know the cover-up was being run by the federal government in this. Or at least people inside the federal government at the top level.
Mm-hmm.
What are you seeing, John?
Just scroll up just a little bit to the 2 paragraphs above this. So, she now works security for the CIA campus. Okay, security. Interesting. And then
Worked. That's post tense.
works
Worked in
campus security. Sorry. Unless I'm reading that wrong. I could be reading that wrong, but
Well, let's be fair. I mean,
here's
they- if you work for the CIA, you work for the CIA.
yeah, you do. Okay, scroll down.
And the
Which-
thing is, here's something I
Please.
learned.
Thank
So,
you.
John and Logan, I served my mission in the DC South mission. Basically, the Pit of Vipers, the whole government operations going on there. I met people who had been in Intel for a long time. I know the guy who's the reason we knew how to track the mobile missile platforms of the Soviets during the Cold War. He's the guy who discovered it. And as he told me, the best cover is a real cover. So if she's a security or working security at the campus, the best cover is a real cover. She's
Mhm.
really doing security, but chances are she has another job at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's smart.
Just like if like a person, like a good example is they may need someone to debug a building, so they schedule maintenance, but then the person comes and does real maintenance, but then their job is to simultaneously debug the building.
I think this is interesting that former FBI Special Agent Kyle Seraphin?
We got Kyle over here.
Seraphin, yeah.
Seraphin?
I'm
I
sorry,
believe
you.
that's pronounced Seraphin.
I'm sorry, you were an FBI agent.
Oh yeah, I know. Shoot me now.
Realized
Kidding.
Friday
Kidding, YouTube. Don't.
that he was doing surveillance next door to the woman now suspected, and that they pulled him away.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry to say, but if you were like you're onto somebody and then you get pulled away, obviously that points to a cover up. That
Well, the
points
thing
to
is,
that.
look at that though. He didn't know that she was a suspect or the
Till
possible
afterwards,
suspect until long afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But now he knows probably why he really was there.
Like
He was told to watch this, but then he was probably told to monitor all activity around the other apartments. And so he was probably reporting on her at the same time too.
And then all of a sudden gets pulled
While
away.
he wasn't thinking her, and he may not even thought that she was the main subject. He would have thought someone else was the main subject. But since he's reporting on all activity on that floor or whatnot,
Can you scroll down
that's
a little
what's
more?
happening. Is he's reporting on the real person.
Is that
Oh,
more
no,
pictures
hold
of her?
Former capital, let's see, playing soccer in Columbus and pipe bomb suspect.
Oh, she played soccer. We pinned her for playing soccer.
Look at that.
Jeez, I wonder how.
Short haircut.
Oh, really? Is that what it is? I thought that meant something else.
Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's see.
They were effing on it.
Oh yeah, I bet they were. So yeah, basically the article comes down to either the government wasn't trying to find a bomber at all, or they were actually doing the cover up itself.
Hold on.
Is what was really.
So
going
they were
on.
onto a different man.
Sure, they were.
Well,
Even
no, it
though
says
the-
right. It says right here.
Do a knock and talk on the door of an Air Force civilian employee.
Who
Whose
is-
address was tied to a vehicle that picked up the bomb suspect in.
So and Uber,
At Falls Church, Virginia.
probably an Uber driver.
Uh huh.
Someone
And then
like that.
they were pulled off. They were denied the request to go face to face,
investigate the person.
and then pulled off the case that same night.
Mhm.
So it means they were on the trail.
early. They were on the trail early, but then they the higher ups pulled them off of it. Probably.
I knew it from the start. Sorry to say, before I even knew all of this, I knew it from the start that the FBI,
Well,
the deep swamp.
4 and 6 people at the January 6th all looked like they went to Fed RS for their
Yeah,
clothes.
They
seriously.
did, dude. You can pick out, and I think it was like a couple, not like a month later. Some other state pulled over a moving van and found a whole bunch of guys dressed. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
Dressed in freaking, they were button-down shirts or polo shirts and
That was
all
a
the
little
same
thicker than
pants.
normal.
And they were like, "What you guys doing?" And they're like, "Nothing." And they all had concealed firearms and
Mhm.
vests on. And then they find out they're all feds,
Yeah.
undercover feds, and they're like, not
Yeah.
my town. Like BS.
Was
yeah.
that the sheriff that pulled him over?
Yeah, something like that. And I was
Good.
like, and they arrested them all, and they're like, "You can't
So,
do that." And it's like
the
"Ew."
sheriff's department is the only one above the feds on the municipal level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know
So
Utah County Sheriff's Department said they will not enforce
So,
anything by
if
the
you
FBI.
ever get a Fed at your door, call your sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Because the feds typically will freak out.
Oh yeah,
Because the sheriffs typically are
do
pretty
not
cool.
like the feds.
Yeah.
If there's one person you ever want to talk to,
In general, a lot of police departments don't like the feds stepping on their toes in their hometown.
well,
Unless they really need help. I
the
mean,
sheriff-
There's a difference between stepping on toes and getting additional assets for a major investigation.
the
I was gonna
sheriff
say,
is
like,
the
the
only
sex
one.
trafficking.
I bet you if I went and asked my friends in the Orem Police Department if they liked having the feds there during the Charlie Kirk investigation, they were probably ecstatic for the assistance because of the high profile level of the case.
Mhm.
Mhm.
As compared to like FBI agents showing up on your doorstep unannounced for some bullcrap reason, I'm pretty sure the Sheriff's County is not going to like their citizens
Like Randy
being harassed.
Weaver.
Yes, like Randy Weaver, for example. Yeah, let's
Get-
we won't
get-
even get into that.
That will be a
debacle.
different topic for
But,
another
yeah.
time because we could spend 3 hours
Yeah,
talking
I still
about
think
that.
they need to build a monument of Randy Weaver facing the ATF building there in DC.
Yeah. But yeah, if you ever have feds on your front doorstep, just call your local sheriff and they'll kick them out of there
Yeah,
real
so if
quick.
you ever see any black SUVs in front of my house and then all of a sudden the sheriff department rolls up, just know some shit's about to hit the fan and get ready for some fireworks.
Probably my favorite. What was it? Was it a city cop or a county cop when there was some ATF guys at someone's door and they called the police and the
Oh.
police show up and frickin' tase the
So
ATF
Oh, yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and the town homes, and the guy's like, "I'm not answering the door," and they're like, "Sir, you need to open." He's like, "I've already called the cops," and the cop gets out, and he's like, get on the ground, and they're
So-
like, no,
so that-
get on the ground.
that guy called it in as an active shooter.
I love it.
So the cops came in ablaze.
To be fair, if he had opened that door and it had a dog, it probably
It
instinct would
would have been an okay. It would have
ATF
been.
instincts would have kicked and he would have shot the dog. So it was bound to be an active shooter if there was a dog in the house.
Did you
Yep.
know technically if the ATF? Did you know if the ATF knocks on your door and asks you about your firearms, you can tell them to get the fuck off because it's not like. So the way the law works.
They need a warrant. I'm
No,
pretty sure
well,
that's how
yes,
the
they do.
Constitution
No,
works,
so
right?
they do
Yeah.
need a warrant, but even with the warrant, you don't have to tell them exactly what you have in their house because
Well,
they're
here's the
not
thing.
an
So-
actual form of the government.
The
Well,
only
they are.
the
but
only
they're not.
they do. I can't remember the type of authority, what it's called, but they do have law
executive
enforcement.
authority.
They do have law enforcement. The ATF, the FBI, and I think one
Uh,
other organization are the only ones that actually have the authority to arrest people.
ATF
Nope.
doesn't have authority
Anyone
in my mind.
a part of the alphabet soup underneath the executive branch.
Oh wait, no, it's ATF, FBI, and ICE. No, there's all
So-
the executive branches. They can make arrests, but they can't really do the paperwork side of things. If I can say it
Mhm.
correctly. I'll have to.
Did you
I
not
can't
hear
quite
my
remember. There's
response to that?
on the Fresh and Fit podcast. He was on Timcast IRL. I'll have to go back and watch that episode because he was
Mhm.
An
actually
update
explaining
on
it
that?
because he used to work in the Department of Homeland Security. There's
Mhm.
only a couple of them that actually technically have the authority to execute the arrest, but all the others can, as long as they have one of them with them, they can do arrests as well, but they have to have one of them with them.
Well,
You-
I don't
you-
recognize the ATF's authority
that's why-
they're
So,
unconstitutional.
The only
so-
way the ATF can bust in your door without a warrant is if you have a FFL.
Yeah.
You sign that right away as the second you get an FFL, so they can come in and do random checks, random.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the ATF to knock on my door now because you guys, I really hate you, and if I ever
John,
get into
John,
political power,
John.
you are
Calm
the
down.
first,
Calm down.
John,
first government
Calm
agency.
down.
John, they have no interest in coming to your house. You don't have a dog for them to kill.
You do.
You do. So
I do. So we know what house they're coming to,
No,
right?
I do not recognize their authority and never will after learning about them. I used to like them.
That's the thing is there are a lot of good people working in the ATF, but the ATF as an organization has
Is-
such a terrible record. It has such a terrible
Well,
record.
look at the FBI. The FBI, I mean,
Not like
you
the
look
FBI is much
So,
better.
so here's
So,
the thing: you have so many good departments in the FBI that, like, they're sex trafficking. They do a great job.
Mhm.
You know, you have all these units
Oh,
that
yeah, that's-
really help.
Tim
Yeah.
Tim Ballard got all his training in the FBI
Mhm.
child sex division.
Mhm.
And all of that. That's a story for a different thing once all the information comes out about that.
Mhm.
But like the whole of the organizations, it's really sad because they go and do stupid stuff like this.
Mhm. And it taints
every-
the whole
Mhm.
organization.
I mean, the ATF, I used to like them, like as like, oh hey, they're here protecting us. They're trying to do a good job. And then you have Randy Weaver, you have Waco, you have
So-
what's the other one? There's been
Ruby
like
Ridge.
that's Randy Weaver.
No.
Okay.
I
But there's been so many things involving the ATF that has just given them a bad name. And now the FBI,
and the sad thing with that is I think the FBI initially was the one in charge of the Ruby Ridge incident.
yes.
and then they
And
came
then
over
they handed
to
it off
Mhm.
to the ATF, and it's like, you guys were idiots.
I will say the second the ATF gets disbanded, I think the three of us should create a store called ATF.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
I'm sorry to
We-
say they should never be.
We can call it ATFE
ATFE.
because that's what the division actually is: alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives.
Yeah. If they're abolished, likely. I mean,
That'd be
explosives will
a
legal,
dope ass
too.
store.
Yeah, it would be.
But it's just it's all these incidences that give these three-letter agencies.
It's the alphabet soup of destruction. Is all it is.
It's so bad. It's just, I mean, look at this. They're going against. President Trump should have been president in 2020. Okay.
That's a
Everybody
whole-
knows now. The facts are out, and if you don't, then you have your head in a freaking trash can, and you're okay. I can't say that word. That will get me even more canceled than I already am. You're stupid. There you go. I'll use a
If
politically
Logan
correct
Paul
word.
can
Special
come back
needs
from
as
that
he is.
cancellation, we can come back from whatever.
So
I'm
it's just
pretty sure we actually technically have reclaimed the word retarded now, so.
good because I've said it before.
Because the only people who are upset about it are non-retarded people.
So I just mean it's stupid. That's when I grew up. That's what that word meant. And so if you got a problem,
Mhm.
beat it. But it's situations like this, like coming to find out that like look at this lady is most likely the bomber,
Mhm.
okay, and she's working for a 3-letter agency.
Mhm. See, the thing is, though, it's like this. What I think this goes to show is you got these other people involved in this case. All of them were just doing their job to the best of their ability. Everything that was corrupt involving this came from people higher up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Which
scroll
all that
down on
tells
this?
me is what we need to do is probably clean
A little
slate.
down, right? Okay, go slightly up. I want to look at the
Okay.
picture in the
So I think
in the video too.
I think what that really shows is that we just need to do a complete clean slate wipe of all the brass, or most of the brass at
Yeah.
least, in these agencies, and replace them with people who actually have been doing the job for a long time, who would actually do it right.
I mean, we need to be careful here so we don't get another JFK situation going on, okay? Because, I
Mhm.
mean, he signed the order to shut these agencies down, and then...
I think
Pop!
the Treasury took out JFK, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Did you heard when they released this stuff that if the public were to know the full truth,
Mhm.
we would be utterly terrified.
So
He thinks that we're terrified now of what they've done. The fact that it's worse than what we can
With-
imagine,
With
that's
the
a problem.
with the JFK assassination, the problem is I don't think you can pin it on one individual organization.
it's
Because
everything. as a
all
whole.
of them
Yeah.
had the incentive to do it in the first place, and they're all kind of
Well, all of them have this situation to do it with Trump too, because
Mhm.
he's trying to fulfill his promise on draining the swamp,
Yeah.
and they're just making it hard. But look at this. I'm sorry to say, look at these pictures. Okay, so they have the footage on video.
hmm
They look the same, don't they?
Is
Same
that,
type
is that
of.
the same person?
Supposedly,
Yeah,
I'm
supposedly
guessing
the
that's what
same
you're
person.
saying.
That's what the sources are saying with
Yeah.
the, I guess, with the way they analyze.
Oh, and
That's freaky that they can
I don't
analyze
know
our
if you
walk
read
now.
it, but I can pick out people by the way they walk better than I can pick them out by looking at who they are.
Yeah.
I can
their
tell
face.
who's concealed carrying by
It's
the
like
way
I
they
can
walk.
if I'm looking for my wife in a crowd or whatnot, it's easier for me to look down and watch the people walk and spot her than it is for me to
Really?
look and see the top of her head.
When I look down at people's feet,
Because I recognize the way she walks. I recognize the way you walk. Logan walks. I
It's 'cause I
recognize the
walk
way people
funny.
walk. Well, yeah, you walk like an idiot, but but that's the thing. They have AI that can, or not AI, but an algorithm that helps do that. But then the algorithm said 94% chance match,
94 to
94% match,
96.
94.
Scroll up.
It was 94.
Yeah.
The other person.
96 to 98.
That is. That's
Match at 94. Okay, but
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Okay.
96 to 98 is the number given by an actual professional person who was analyzing it. And so it's like the AI or the algorithm rated it a lower, but being able to observe things in real life,
And we don't do this. We don't do this for a living
he
either.
sees and understands things the algorithm still struggles with. He's saying 96 to 98% match.
Like
So
when you're-
anywhere from 94 to 98% match, chances are this is the person.
when you study human behavior for a living, you're able to pick that up super
Mhm.
quick.
Psychology.
No, it's funny to see
Ugh.
what my wife will spot in people pretty quickly because she studied behavioral sciences in college, and so,
So she
it's-
knows I'm retarded.
Yeah, she knows. She knew
Well,
that the first
that
day.
doesn't take a degree.
That doesn't even take a degree.
I watch people how they walk at like the grocery store because you can tell if somebody's carrying a gun,
Mhm.
concealed carry, because they walk different.
You can tell where they're carrying it just by the way they walk.
Hmm.
If a guy's
Like the
acting
way
a
they
little
bend
timid,
down. Yeah.
if the guy's acting a little timid, he's probably got it at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and we've been on this for a while. I think I think we punched the punches we can punch. Let's head on.
What's
What-
the
let's head on to
Senate
next.
rejection?
What is the Senate not liking now?
So the
Wait.
Senate rejected
Ooh, again?
to restrict
Oh.
the powers of Trump in Venezuela. So the
Gay.
Senate voted on whether or not to restrict Trump's powers to blow up cartel ships coming from Venezuela.
Gay.
And well, they rejected it, so Trump gets to keep his powers blowing up cartel ships. And
Oh,
I thought it meant the opposite.
The way
I'm sorry.
they worded that sucked.
The way
gotta love the
they
press.
worded that, I was like, they stopped it.
You don't hate journalists enough.
Yeah.
Man.
However much you think you hate journalists, you still don't hate.
You don't hate them
enough.
enough.
Here's the thing, Kate. I feel really bad because we have some neighbors who are from
Mhm.
Venezuela,
Mhm.
and they're amazing. The people, I should say, the people of Venezuela
So
are actually pretty chill.
I need to get my father-in-law.
Everyone I've known that's been from Venezuela are pretty awesome people,
But it's
and they
it's
all
these
hate
drug
communists,
dealers.
so they
Yeah,
blend
but
in
it's all
very
these
well.
but it's all these drug dealers and
So-
the cartels and
I
the
need-
communist bastards down there.
I need to get my father-in-law on. He served his mission in Venezuela.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. In like the early '90s, right before the communist movement came in.
Oh okay. So he didn't
Before
have to
all
eat
of
the
that.
zebras and the
So
rabbits.
he was one of the last groups before they pulled all the missionaries out.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
So
let's
he-
get him on. Talk to him.
I don't
Text
know.
him.
I don't know if he'd do stuff like this.
Well, no, we could do a call in for him. So
He's at a rodeo right now. He's not.
Well,
gonna,
no, text him and set it up, dude.
I will after the rodeo and everything.
Afterwards, all. But yeah, so
I'd love to talk to him about that because I've heard amazing things about Venezuela. I mean, our neighbors are there and they send me pictures all the time. Like when I'm like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while," and they're like, "Yeah, we're visiting family in Venezuela."
yeah.
I'm like, they'll send me like pictures, and I'm like, that looks really freaking beautiful and fun down there. But these cartels give them such a bad name, and especially since the Communist Party moved in, and then what was it in 2016? Their economy collapsed, right?
Earlier than that.
Was it
Which
earlier?
time?
Which time?
Because I
Um,
It's
remember,
collapsed 3 or 4 times since the '80s.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
remember being pretty like getting into politics, and I
Mhm.
just heard that like gangs were killing everybody,
Mhm.
and like they're fighting over food and everything, and it's sad because it's a great place, but you have all these
Look how abundant they are in resources, and they can barely feed their own people.
because
I mean,
the
that goes to
communists.
show. I mean, it goes to show two things: one, communists can't feed people, and two, Jesus can't be a communist because he fed people. So,
Oh, that argument is so great. Have you ever gotten into that argument?
oh, I love it. But that's
That argument's
But-
a great
that's-
argument.
oh, it
so.
was a
Here's the thing
close
about
vote,
this.
too.
So here's
Good
the thing
grief.
about this is everyone seems to think.
Oh man, that was close.
49 to 50. Who breaks the tie in the Senate? Is it?
It's the vice president.
He's the House, isn't he? Or is it the Senate?
Senate. Vice president is the.
I need to redo my civics test.
The vice president of the United States is also the president of the Senate.
We're talking politics and we don't know anything about politics.
Yeah,
This is
I
great.
need to redo my civics test. I
Yeah.
need to relearn all this.
So, it's the vice president. So it'd be J.D. Vance would break the tie if there was a
Which-
tie.
Which he's gonna vote to keep it.
John Curtis and Mike
Yeah.
Lee opposed the measure.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. They've been relatively anti-interventionist for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and so they see any kind of type of this, regardless of president, they don't like the intervention at all. But this
Which
is not.
I can get behind because they want to keep stuff at home.
I get that, but here's where understanding what's going on. Everyone always seems to is thinking or talking about how this is just anti-drug stuff by Trump. Glenn Beck on the Blaze has said this is not anti-drug stuff. That's not what his focus is. His focus is he's trying to hurt Venezuela into submission
Mm-hmm.
because
For what though?
for what is he's trying to
So-
create and revitalize. He thinks what he's calling he thinks it'll be called the Trump Doctrine, like how the Monroe Doctrine was called the Monroe Doctrine.
So
You know what the Monroe Doctrine is?
It's been a long time. I recognize
So-
the name.
You
Keep-
recognize the name, but
keep in mind, Venezuela is the only one on this side of the planet a part of OPEC.
Mhm.
OPEC is the oil, like all the
Oh.
countries that have
it's
come
all
together
the
that
oil packed
controls.
countries, pretty much. But here's the thing, though. Do you know what the Monroe Doctrine is, Logan?
If I
It's
remember
been
right,
so long, dude.
oh, it was post World War One.
Earlier, I
No.
believe. Oh no, it was about that.
That
time.
was Monroe's attempt
Yeah.
at peace to end World War One.
So the Monroe Doctrine, what it came down to was, and that's why I think it's actually before World War One.
So that was
Christy,
what.
you want to search up the
I
Monroe
was
Doctrine?
gonna say,
look at
just
time
search
frame?
it up, guys.
So it's what he proposed to the world to end World War One.
Pretty sure that's not it, but
Did you see that? That happened yesterday.
Awesome.
It's
So,
great.
the Monroe Doctrine, the concept of the Monroe Doctrine.
Oh, scroll up.
1823, right there.
Off limits to further European colonization, stating that any attempt of European powers to interfere in the affairs of a newly independent nation of the Americas would be seen as a threat to the United States.
So the Monroe Doctrine was
Oh, I like that.
was an agreement, basically, that if you are trying to interfere in the Western Hemisphere, Europe, you are now basically committing an act of war against the United States. And then inversely, we will stay out of European affairs.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a way, it was an attempt to effectively separate our two halves of the planet into our own spheres.
Well, I like that
And-
because it prevents them from people who just got free. We fought our revolution,
Mhm.
okay, and then it's like, no, they gained their freedom. Leave them the hell alone.
Mhm.
It's theirs. I like that. That's
So what he
Or
believes,
am I thinking?
what
Can you go back to
Beck
our
believes is he's trying to create effectively the Trump doctrine, revitalize the Monroe Doctrine, but instead of revitalizing it in a form of the colonization and also the independence of these nations in the West from Europe colonization, he's trying to separate our hemisphere from the influence of Russia and China. Because Venezuela is heavily influenced by Russia and
Oh.
China.
What I'm
Gotcha.
thinking of is the Wilson Doctrine.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, effectively, he's trying to revitalize the Monroe Doctrine into what we'll eventually probably call the Trump
How is
Doctrine,
this?
of keeping Western affairs, or at least Western Hemisphere affairs, inside the Western
our thing.
Hemisphere.
How
No
can
one else getting
you
involved.
criticize somebody over killing drug dealers who are bringing attacking American citizens? I'm sorry to say, you kill Americans.
be
We
fair-
used to respond with a strict strike of justice.
To be fair, in a way, you can't even look at this as an act of war against Venezuela. Just because let's be honest, these cartels are not operating independently. Venezuela has interest in getting them into the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But if all these guys are getting blown up and the cartels can't rely on this money from the drug trade anymore coming into the U.S., it puts a strain on the relationship between Venezuela and the drug
I want
cartels.
to say all of Venezuela
And then
relies
also,
on that, but
if there's a strain on them internally, who's going to get the benefits of who works out deals with Russia and China, because they like to be involved in Venezuela,
don't they have
because Venezuela hates us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
Don't they
government,
have
the people
a-
don't.
don't they have a Ghost Recon game that you're in Venezuela?
I have no freaking clue.
Killing the drug cartel, and
Oh.
it's great.
Oh, I have
It's
no clue.
it's so fun.
So,
Sorry, it just took
that's
me
some
back
of
to
the
that, like-
speculation there on what Glenn Beck, for example, is saying he thinks what's going on is basically a recreation of the Monroe Doctrine in the modern times.
Which makes sense. Sorry, I was thinking Woodrow Wilson and how he ended World War One.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
a whole different.
Yeah, that was a different time, different doctrine, different
Yep.
practice. But hey,
Can you
maybe we
scroll
get
down
into
a minute?
that
This is
sometime with the
funny.
history stuff.
Okay, who said this?
What
So-
are you looking at?
Just this quote here. It doesn't say who the quote is, but Americans don't want to send their sons and daughters into more wars. Okay,
Okay.
especially wars that carry a serious risk of significant destabilization and massive new waves of migration in our hemisphere.
Senator Tim Kaine said that
Oh, Democrat, of course.
in Virginia.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
That's one of the Democrats voting against Trump's powers to do this. Well, look at
We
what Trump's
could-
been
okay,
doing.
I
He's been
do
doing
agree.
targeted strikes.
So to continue the quote, if my colleagues disagree and think a war with Venezuela is a good idea, they need to meet our constitutional obligations in making their case to the American people and passing an authorization for use of military force.
That is true. We shouldn't go to war without.
Which is true. The only way Trump can get around doing that is sending the Marines in.
Yeah, but here's the kicker, though. We have the authorization of use of military force against terrorist organizations,
Mm-hmm.
and now these cartels are labeled as terrorist organizations. So he's able to do it because they created the pathway for that to happen.
Under certain guidelines.
Yes.
If he wants to just go full bore and declare war on Venezuela for the first time in 80 years,
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Let's get the job done and quit pussyfooting around like
Yeah.
we did in Korea and Vietnam.
That is one thing I have to say is who I don't know who was quoting it, that if we are going to get out into war, we need to stop fighting with one hand tied behind our back
Mhm.
and let the military do their job and get it done and over.
Let the
Yeah.
dogs run.
Is because what was it? I was
we
reading.
all know the Marine Corps is getting itchy. They haven't committed a war crime anytime recently.
Well, so I was reading.
That we know of.
I was
That we know
reading.
of.
I was reading on Facebook today something the British were making fun of the Americans first because some practice war we lost. We lost it. It was like 15,000 Marines versus.
Oh, we
you know
lost
what I mean?
this practice war with two hands tied behind our backs and, our
And the comments
and our
comments
dicks
were
taped up.
the comments were that was like, listen, I fought with the Marines, the U.S. Marines in freaking Iraq and Afghanistan. They would kick your ass if they were to
Let's-
actually try.
Let's just release the dogs again and just have it just be. It's never a war crime the first time.
I mean,
oh, it's so bad.
but I do have to agree though. Like after seeing so many of my friends
I am,
go into Iraq and Afghanistan over a pointless war of 20
Yeah.
years, I do worry about getting dragged into another one of those endless wars that
Yeah.
what we lost the true purpose of why we were over there. Because I have to say, it's very controversial, but I agree with what we did in Vietnam. If
Mhm.
we would have had public support, we
So-
wanted to stop communism.
Oh, you want me to get
Only
going on
problem
that?
though
Okay.
is the whole reason we went in was a lie because
Oh yeah, and
That-
see
no, it
that
wasn't
that's the
It,
thing is
it was a lie, but we won Vietnam.
we did.
What's the definition of winning a war?
Well, that's the problem is they changed the definition
What
when they're
is the-
fighting in Vietnam. The previous definition.
What is the definition of winning a war?
Oh, complete and total annihilation of the enemy.
Or forcing your enemy to sign a piece of papers,
Yeah, sounds like a cop out.
which, if we're being like, that's how you end wars, right?
Mhm.
You make the other side sign a piece of paper that is not favorable to them.
Yeah.
That happened in December of 73 to January of 74 with the Paris Peace Accords. 1975 is when North Vietnam came out of nowhere and attacked.
And you know what happened that allowed them to do that?
We pulled all our troops out, and it was
all of our troops and stuff were out. What really ended up happening that sealed the deal on that was that Congress failed to pass the bill that would have
Yeah.
replaced all the equipment for the South Vietnamese when that equipment broke.
South Vietnam was
So they
not-
lost all potential funding from us. So once their shit broke, they couldn't get it replaced.
So-
Smart move.
Yeah,
So-
so as part of the treaty, we were supposed to give them like $2 billion or something like that for rebuild. Congress approved about a third of what was promised.
Mm-hmm.
So North Vietnam was able to come in and wipe out
Completely wipe them out.
the contractors that were out there and whatever was left of the embassy. It was only the embassy there in 75.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, we lost Vietnam because the embassy fell. No, we didn't.
Sadly, I
It's-
mean, that's the thing. Is like you can say we won, we can say we lost, but it's really actually a little bit more complicated.
It's
You
way.
got to understand
I
the
have a
details
book.
of what happened.
I have a book you need to read called My Flag about the Vietnam War. The the Korean. It was one of those wars.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's from a journal. He was a POW. Okay, he was beaten and tortured, and
Mhm.
he kept
Was,
a
was he
hidden
in,
journal.
was he in the Hanoi Hilton? Does that sound familiar?
I gotta find the book and read it again, but it makes you cry because he went in fully believing that he was helping. He was there. The only thing he was there to do was to help the people not fall under communist rule, to let them have their freedom to choose. And I do understand. I always like pro-American here. If we're going to go to war, let's kill them.
I can
Let's not get drawn into an endless war again.
I can agree with not wanting to get drawn into an endless war. However, with Trump's track record, though, it's typically limited and targeted strikes, and then they end up signing an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
It's pinpoint attacks. That's like, hey, we're gonna hit them hard. We're gonna hit them fast.
Yes.
It's one and
It's
done.
like with Iran.
It's the scalpel instead of the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you need the bat. Other times you just fly a B-2 across the ocean and drop a bomb on a nuclear
It
site
It was
and
more
fly
than
away.
one B2.
I know. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
like, F you, we're gonna swing our full military force at you, and then the other times it's like, we're just gonna fly a couple spy planes that you guys won't ever see, and
Stealth
just.
bombers, not spy planes. That's the
true.
SR-72.
Yeah, true.
One.
Well,
The SR-72 is the new one they're rolling out.
officially rolling out.
I'm
Probably
pretty
means
sure it's
already
been in use.
service.
That's what the Dark Star was based off of in Maverick.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That the Chinese hacked it because they thought it was a real ship. You know that, right? They
oh,
had to
interesting.
stop that. They had to stop
Sure.
the production of the movie.
During the filming of Top Gun Maverick, when they were filming the Dark Star scenes or whatever,
Oh my gosh.
Chinese surveillance was seeing this weird plane on a runway. And so China was trying to get all the intel on it. So like Top Gun had to, or
Okay.
the directors and
Can
producers
we-
had to stop. And
Going back to the first article today,
China.
even if they designed and built that ship, I do not have confidence in their ability to succeed in any campaign. If they were so stupid as to think a completely unclassified movie production was a classified military project.
That the military
To be
would allow them
To be fair, the military probably would use that as a cover story. But
Well,
Gosh,
okay, ready
damn,
for
that
on
isn't
that?
the
that
Telfin did have skunk works in
Okay.
the movie.
now
Okay,
here's
for
the
an
thing.
interesting fact.
Here's the thing, though. They still aren't the dumbest ones in history.
True.
That's still taken by
Russia?
the Soviets when they asked the Pentagon after the Soviet Union collapsed and they were doing exchange of intel. They went and asked the Pentagon what that building was in the very center of the Pentagon. If you notice, you have the Pentagon
Yeah,
shape,
yeah.
and you have this little area for people to relax and whatnot. And then in the center, there's a building there. And they noticed with their spy planes and whatnot, top brass were always going to that center building. And so they wanted to know what that center building was. It
What's
was a
that?
hot dog stand. It was literally the old food court.
So okay,
Give credit to to America. Most
He was
top,
able to confuse
most
them.
top secret hot dog stand in American history.
okay, so with-
But the Soviets still take the cake for dumbest intelligence blunder of all time. But holy crap, China, that is bad. If
So,
that's true. If
to
that's
get back
true,
on the
that's bad.
Top Gun Maverick, like China information. Okay, the military has been known once. Okay, as far as I know, one time. So you know the C-130 scene in the first Transformers movie?
Okay.
Where
It's been
they're-
a long time since I've
okay,
seen it.
the-
So the 2007 Transformers film. Remember
When
when they're
they're-
battling the
Yeah, it's
Scorpion?
been a
The
long
alien in
time
the
since
desert?
I punished myself with watching it.
Remember when they were battling the Scorpion in the desert?
Okay, that one.
That
yes.
is
All
a
that-
real C-130. It is a real. The military viewed the show as a pro-military movie, and they were like, "You want planes? You want tanks? Have fun. Have at it." So
So
it's a
all-
real aircraft, real
So,
tanks.
The
Wow.
C-130, the Q-1 Predator, the Abrams, the F-22s in the end of the movie.
All of
wow.
it's
the,
real.
The dune buggies that they filmed going into the city are all real military equipment.
Dang.
That's just a flex. That was just the military
Oh.
that was probably like, yeah, we're just gonna flex that we can take out some
So,
alien suckers if
you-
we really wanted
You want
to.
a true American military flex?
What?
People have asked that I've seen on the internet, like, why does America not do military parades? All right, just our Humvees alone. If we had one pass by every minute and a half, that line of vehicles would take 3 days to pass a singular point.
I mean, it would be kind of
Gosh
funny.
dang. No, yeah.
I think
Well, we do we do some military parades. The Utah National Guard still does military parades.
I get that. Like,
And
I'm
then
talking
also,
on
it depends on the type of military parade you're talking about.
They-
Because
so
also,
they
for
always-
example,
they
speak
compare
of the devil, talk about military, and it's my brother in the
So,
military. He must be
they-
off. He must be off work right
yeah.
now.
they compare it to North Korea and Russia.
Yeah.
And those kinds of parades.
because the kinds of parades that we do that we still do a lot of at least are like elephant walks, and in Alaska they call them moose walks, where what it is, they have all the aircraft walk down the runway in formation going down the runway. And the whole point of that is they're supposed to be able to get in line and go down at the same time within a certain amount of time. So that way, if there's an attack coming on them, that shows that they can get in formation and fly off in formation before the strike occurs.
So what the Blue Angels did.
And so the thing is, a lot of our military parades that we are doing are based on a strategy. They're doing it for a reason, because it's practice to get ready in case something is about to go down.
Yeah. So now that we've covered all that, what's happening in the next article?
Oh yeah, let's switch over. Let's transition.
Is this the Nancy Pelosi news? That's the greatest news.
Clue.
Nancy Pelosi's not running for re-election.
Oh, is she not?
The evil witch is out.
Oh yes, this one from Deseret.com, the Deseret News. So Afa's widow, so the man who was shot and killed during the No Kings protest 4 months ago, calls for accountability following deadly incident at the No Kings rally. There's still no prosecution going on 4 months later.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And she's now involved lawyers because she's getting pissed off because, well, I don't blame her. Her husband was killed. And, well, the thing is, Utah is one of the states that actually has a victim's bill of rights. And so, as victims, they are entitled to certain things, and that includes a prosecution happening quickly. And, well, no prosecution has happened. I think the city of Salt Lake is scared to prosecute because if they prosecute, the Democrats there are prosecuting the very people they agree with.
Yep.
Because this is an incident where, what's his name? Arthur. He's called Afa, but his first name's Arthur. He was there participating in No Kings protest. I mean, yeah, I disagree with him. But then another guy was there, an Antifa guy, had an AR, but he was legally carrying it in the U.S.
Well, what is that last name?
Or in the state of Utah.
Alu?
Alu. He's Polynesian.
Oh, I thought he sounded illegal.
No, he's Polynesian.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And what happened is then these security guys that supposedly, according to the license for the event, were not supposed to be armed, had guns on them, and then proceed to shoot at this guy who's carrying the AR. And this is where let's go up back to the top. I want to show this frickin' what's her name? Who's the author of this article? By Emma Pitts, is that it? She is an imbecile because she just, I guess, believes what people tell her and doesn't try to do any fact-checking. Because she goes into this article saying that, oh, they confronted the man with the AR. It's like, no, they didn't confront him. Confronting is saying, hey, what are you doing with the AR? What are you doing here? No, they just opened fired on him without even trying to even confront him on why he was there or anything.
Dude, this whole story is messed up.
It is messed up.
Yep. Sorry, pardon me. My brother's asking about everything we do on here. So
is he watching?
No, he's not. He just got off of work and he actually wants to play Halo with me. He's like, dude, he doesn't have to work.
Guy.
Well, he doesn't have to work tomorrow. He's finally
Look,
off.
If he really needs me to, he can just send me his favorite flavor of crayon. I'll ship a bunch out for him.
He's not a Marine anymore. He's in the Army. Now.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
True.
So once a crayon, always a crayon.
Orange was his favorite?
Orange.
All right, I'll get him a bunch of orange crayons to snack on while he's waiting for you.
So, but here's the thing: this whole situation is so messed up, dude. It is so messed up, and it gives just bad vibes all around, dude.
Well, there's clearly corruption somewhere in the Salt Lake Police Department. If it's the police department or maybe it's the prosecutors, I don't know. But there's corruption somewhere because this person that was a security guy, he should be prosecuted.
Can you go up?
He had no reason to open fire. I watched the video.
Yeah, that's him holding the sign.
Which is ironic. The world is watching it, yet we won't prosecute.
That's probably why they put that picture there, because it is ironic that he is saying the world is watching, and yeah, I mean, it's sad because it's almost like this story has been forgotten,
Mm-hmm.
and it really shouldn't be forgotten because
That's
he
so messed up.
he is not getting the justice that he deserves. His
No.
wife is not getting the justice that she deserves, and it's probably all because of politics. Because I bet you the Salt Lake prosecutors there are afraid to prosecute these guys because
But-
they'll be prosecuting their own tribe.
It wouldn't surprise me if it goes straight to the Utah AG.
It
Well,
needs
at some
to.
point, the Utah AG's got to start stepping in
So
because at this
is
point
it
now,
still,
the
is it still
technically
Chavez?
what.
Is our AG still Chavez?
I don't know. I like Chavez if it still is. I mean, he's been a good AG, but he's not perfect. But he's been a good AG generally.
So I actually went to the MTC with his
but
son.
her rights as a victim, because she's partly a victim, and her husband's rights as the victim are being violated. At least in the state of Utah, according to Utah state.
Oh, they named the guy who shot him
Bill
too.
of Rights.
Matt
Yeah, they have
Alder.
named the guy. They didn't name the other guy because the other guy didn't actually pull the trigger. It's just the one guy who actually started shooting. But yeah, Matt Alder is the name of the guy.
They look like a happy family. What a
Yeah,
Oh
beautiful,
my
happy family,
God.
and it's all been massively destroyed.
pretty
at
much
least.
just
It-
shoved underneath
been
the
shoved
rug,
under the rug.
man.
So
These people deserve justice for what happened to him,
the Attorney General of the state of Utah is Derek Brown.
Derek Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of him.
So
Well, he hasn't been good or bad because I haven't heard anything about him really.
So obviously,
And
Sorry,
that's the problem
yeah.
because I should be hearing about him in the
Mhm.
first place because he's my AG for the state.
so he was carrying a gun, right?
No.
No.
No, he was just
wasn't?
part of the protest.
And they shot him.
And what happened is there was an Antifa guy dressed in black carrying an AR.
Okay, and
He-
then they shot.
And he wasn't
it-
low. He was, as far as I could tell, he wasn't holding it as much as just stabilizing it on him like any of us would with a strap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just walking
Keep
perfectly
it from
legal.
flapping
perfect-
around.
Although he's Antifa and I don't agree with him, he is perfectly legal in what he's doing here in
Yeah.
Utah. And then it's the peacekeeper guy that's providing security who pulls out his gun
And shoots
and
him.
just starts shooting. They didn't try to engage with him and try and ask him what he's doing and why he's doing it. They started shooting. Well, he, not they, because the other guy didn't shoot. And,
We kind of
and
talked
in
about
the,
this.
and he
but-
got the guy carrying the gun got shot once in the stomach and he's fine now, or at least still probably recovering a little bit.
Mhm.
While Arthur
He
here,
got-
Alpha,
he
yeah.
Alpha Arthur's his full first
off,
name. He got killed because this guy just decided to open fire on another person without actual cause.
that person needs to be
He
thrown
ne-
in jail.
and what was his name again? Scroll back up.
Matthew.
Matt something.
Yeah,
Matt
Matt
Alder.
Alder.
He needs to be prosecuted.
Yeah, because that's. I'm sorry to say, is like, as much as we don't agree with
'Cause
Antifa
I'll
people,
agree-
you need to go up and question
I'll
because
agree that it's not first degree murder. It's probably manslaughter because he wasn't trying to kill this man.
No,
He was trying to shoot
don't
the
care.
other guy.
I would dare say murder.
Well,
Like
manslaughter
I
or
understand-
second degree murder,
I
whatever
underst-
the term is, the legal
underst-
term for the. For
I
it.
understand the difference.
involuntary manslaughter.
Or
It
just-
could-
he
it very well
wasn't
could
trying to
be.
kill him, but he was trying to kill someone. Obviously,
Mhm.
you don't pull a gun out and start shooting with it unless you're trying to kill what you're shooting at. One of the number one rules in gun safety: do not point your gun at something you are not willing to destroy.
So, just
And he shot at a man that a crowd was standing behind and struck and killed this man.
so if you was like possible charges you could file against him is involuntary manslaughter, and however many people were at the rally, reckless endangerment of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you could easily file. You could probably just get a screenshot of the entire crowd, count all the people, and say reckless endangerment. This many counts.
Yeah.
And there's children
scroll
probably
down
at the
a little
rallies.
more?
You can go reckless or
Endangerment
child
of a child.
endangerment. Throw
Yeah.
that on there too. This guy should be if
This
if
man
he's
could,
guilty, which we have him on camera doing it.
he
Should be
could
put
spend
away
the
for a
rest
long
of his
time.
life in prison or move him to the front of death row.
Can you scroll down more here?
I mean, if you're gonna
3 shots were attempted to take down
3 counts of involved
with
reckless
one hitting.
endangerment per person.
One hitting Gamboa, who was the
Well, first
guy.
of all, why the hell are you such a horrible shot?
Pistol.
Okay.
Well,
I don't care. I'm a dang good
He
shot
was
with a
shooting
pistol.
between 30 to 40 feet away.
Okay, first of all, why are you
Also,
shooting that
That's
far away
15
with
yards.
Mm,
That's
all-
not that. That's
it's
not,
not
that hard
that
of a
far.
shot.
Have to remember this guy's a leftist. Chances are he's not as great of a shot as any of us. Okay, but
Someone was able.
We don't know, yeah,
I know. Utah gun owners are not the Utah gun leftists are not the same as out of state gun leftists. Okay,
You do,
but
you do realize some of the best snipers in the military come out of Utah, right?
that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
So everyone knows how to
But-
operate a gun here.
yeah. But
I
the
mean, that's
thing
so
is,
stupid.
though,
Yeah.
so he was shooting at Gamboa again, right
Yeah.
there, top left there. Gamboa was the one who's an Antifa guy carrying an AR, but
Yeah.
doing it legally. And then he was struck in the stomach, and then Afa was the one who was actually killed. He was standing in the crowd in the back.
Well, first of all, okay, we all know, the number one rule, if you point in a gun at something, your intent is to kill it,
Mhm.
okay? First of all, what did you say, about 15 yards away?
Mm-hmm.
That's a damn near impossible shot to miss,
To be fair,
okay?
Gamboa was moving at the time, so it is a moving target.
Okay,
Even though
so-
it's even
moving
though
targets
it's
are
only
hard. I would
15
know. I
yards,
killed my
I was
deer
just
and it
gonna.
was hard.
I was just gonna say, like, look at
even though it's only 15 yards, it's a
two
moving
complete
target.
different weapon systems.
Mm-hmm.
You with your rifle shooting at a moving target,
It was difficult. But
and
a
then
pistol, but here's
pistol at 15 yards.
what I'm trying to say is
Also,
if you were
shooting
not
both are different techniques too.
if
Mhm.
you were not, as somebody who's most of my training has been in handguns, okay, not long rifles,
Mhm.
if you're not sure you're going to hit the target,
Move forward,
move forward
Yeah.
or don't pull the trigger because incidences like
or
this
don't pull your
happen.
gun.
Or don't.
Well,
Go up and talk to the guy, especially, okay, number one rule we learn here, at least when I was taught when I went to my weapons class, okay?
mhm.
You don't let the other person know you have a gun until you know for sure that they're a threat.
That's your ace in the deck.
And
Like,
that
that-
is
and
your
that's-
secret weapon right there.
And that's the thing with this is that was the first thing it seemed that he went to.
that he
not the last
immediately didn't like,
He-
pull it out. I've only pulled my gun once.
He saw a firearm and went immediately into woman police officer.
That's so sexist, man.
But so true.
But it's
Oh.
sad because this innocent man, okay, we
Mhm.
don't agree on any political things here, but it killed an
Well, we
innocent
don't.
man.
We don't know if we don't agree with him.
Well,
on
the thing is,
anything.
it doesn't matter.
Oh, you can disagree on him and
We
still
can-
think he's a great man, so it
Mhm.
doesn't matter.
Well, look
Is
at
what I'm
the-
saying.
look
A
at that
father
family photo.
died.
Scroll back up, babe. Let's look at the family photo again.
A
That guy is
looks
no
awesome.
longer there for those two children.
Is that man who shot him needs to be punished because that's just okay. You don't pull out your gun and
He
just start
destroyed
opening.
that beautiful family. right
You
there.
don't just freaking open fire on a on a crowd because you see some guy using
Just
his
walking
second.
with a gun,
Yeah,
legally walking with a gun in
Mhm.
Utah. If you're carrying a gun in Utah, you know the law. Realistically, you know that most
Mm-hmm.
people can just open carry anywhere in the state.
It makes me okay.
As
I'm
long
sorry
as
to
they're not
say.
within 1,000 feet of a school,
Well,
unless you have your concealed carry permit.
The thing
Then
is, there's
lost
also
your- yeah.
here's the thing: can you not open carry within 1,000 feet of the school? But what if your house is right there next to you, to
So
the
you-
school?
So Utah law dictates
A lot of people
that
don't
you-
realize how short 1,000 feet is, though. Too.
Utah law dictates that you can in your own private property, but the
Mhm.
second you enter a roadway, you're illegal.
no,
Unless you have a
because
concealed
ready,
carry permit.
your car is private property,
Mhm.
so you
So-
can. So that's why you can carry a gun, but you just can't carry one in the chamber, which is gay. But if you have a
Oh.
concealed, you can.
Anyways,
Oh,
But
well.
it's
Let's
this
get out
guy.
of those weeds. Let's go back to this.
This
Yeah.
guy needs to be prosecuted, and it's really sad
Not
that
this guy, but
Utah.
the guy who-
Yeah,
No,
the
no.
guy who shot him.
Just for
The-
everyone watching, the guy who killed that guy should be
Yeah,
prosecuted.
it's because
this
4
man, right?
months.
This man deserves his justice.
I like that shirt.
do
I
too.
know, right?
I wouldn't wear it, but I like it.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, it fits his character
Oh yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
much.
Look
dude.
at that smile. He loves that shirt.
He looked.
And the
He
and
looks so
family, too.
happy.
He was a happy dude. He
Mhm.
looks like a BYU fan.
Oh yeah.
He does look like
Which
a
means he was a-
BYU fan.
Which means he was a good person because we know Utah fans aren't good people.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a good person. I guess I'm not a good person then, because
I'm
I hate
kidding.
both. I wish they'd
No,
both
man.
burn in hell.
Fa-
Ready for this?
Well, you're not a bad
Auburn?
person because you hate U of U. So.
Auburn, Alabama, if I'm going to pick a team. Yes, for all you Georgia people that are watching my YouTube channel from my mission,
Which is what, one person?
I'm sorry. I have to go with Auburn, Alabama, and
I
not
have-
the Georgia Bulldogs.
Family ties to BYU for me. So
But back to this point, that's 4 months, did it say?
4
That
months.
Nothing's
It's
been
been 4
done?
months now.
it's
About
been over 4 months.
is it? It's either over 4 months or it's been about 4
Dude,
months.
that's
So
ridiculous.
does it give
More
a-
than 4 months ago.
does it give a
There we
date
go.
on when Alpha was killed?
Whenever that No Kings protest was.
It was a couple months ago.
I'm
4
just
months,
wondering
yeah.
It
if
was
it gives a
sometime
date
in
in the
June.
article.
It was sometime in June.
Was it in June? Okay.
Is it's just, dude, it's right there.
Was it?
Nope, that was
Okay,
she was
that's
at the
for their meeting. Okay.
yeah. She met with Utah,
That's
the
just-
Utah bar trying to
I
get.
think
this
it was in
pushed.
June. I think it says here in the article.
Well, if they
it was
got a
in June.
June
Yeah, there you go.
GoFundMe,
Yep.
hey,
On June
if they got a,
16th.
did they got a GoFundMe or something to help them out? Like,
Probably.
if they do, let's get the link up because that's not okay that this injustice is being done
Mm-hmm.
to this family. Oh, they do have a GoFundMe account. It says VO Go right there. I don't know. We'll try to get the link up for you guys because this is not okay.
Well, I have the link to this article in the description. I've got it all
Yeah.
on there. So this will be there for them to be able to follow. Go to the link for this article, then you can follow that link to there if you want to donate to their
Support
family.
this cause, yeah, because that's not okay, man.
I'm
Look at
looking.
that happy family. I'm
I'm-
sorry, I
I'm
keep
looking
getting
at it here.
distracted by that Mountain Dew ad over on
Oh,
the side.
oh, geez. Okay,
Gosh.
so their GoFundMe
What?
has raised 438,000 of 600,000 required
Wow.
for legal fees.
Hell yeah! Keep it
That's
up,
good.
guys. Keep
That's
it
really
up.
good. Hopefully they can reach all. Because, yeah, that's the thing is like,
They got the date wrong in the article, by the way.
oh, did they?
Yep.
Oh, so another reason in this article to be pissed off at the author, she
So-
doesn't do her basic research.
June
What was it?
14 is when they
2
lost
days
him.
off.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe this.
Tisk,
Can't believe
tisk,
this
tisk.
person.
What losers?
Deseret News, you got some firings.
Let's
I mean,
see.
you need to get your editors on this.
Oh
I mean,
man, I'm just looking at his life. He was a proud Samoan, and
Hell
he
yeah.
was
America Samoa, I believe, right?
So he or I can't. It doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
No, through his work with the nonprofit Creative Pacific and his incredible talents as a fashion designer, he shared his heritage and passion and creativity.
I bet you he designed that shirt.
Probably.
Yeah, and it's a good shirt.
Mm-hmm. So. Sounds
Well,
like
if you don't donate to them, go
There's-
find his shirt, his clothing, and buy it.
they're 74% the way there.
So I want
That's
to
awesome.
read this. So it should be criminal liability and responsibility on part of Mr. Alder. Lambert said he shouldn't have taken that shot or the shots that he did. He wasn't justified in doing it.
No shit.
However, unwise, and Mr. Gamboa, however unwise it was to be walking in holding a rifle under Utah. It's a Second Amendment right.
And
So
here's the thing: the organization for the No Kings protest that was organized,
Can you scroll
they
down a
need
little
to
bit?
hold some liability as well, because they are the ones who had them designated as peacekeepers there, as security there, and then they said there wouldn't be none of them would
35
be
to
carrying
45
guns,
feet.
and that was their responsibility as well.
So you're looking at about 20 to 25 yards.
Dude, that's like.
Sorry, yeah, 35 feet is
Divided by
about.
3.
I'm doing the mental math here. You're looking at about 16 yards to 23 yards.
Are you sure? I think your math ain't math, and I'm gonna use a calculator on that.
We explained.
11.66666666 yards to
Dude, this is a joke.
15 yards. So
This is a
16 yards
joke.
max, basically.
15, yeah.
So this is a joke. So Sam Gill, District Attorney Sam Gill.
Sim Gill.
Sim Gill, sorry. That is decided in days or a few weeks, not months. I know Sam. I like Sam. Sim, sorry. Whatever
I
the
know
hell is
Sim.
it. Okay.
I like Sim Gill. He said, I think he's been a good prosecutor. That's why I'm left just completely baffled by why this case has not proceeded.
After he told them it should take days.
or weeks.
or weeks,
so
and
days
then
of
they
weeks, not months.
the statement from them. Read the statement.
So Sim is the district attorney.
Yeah,
So this is bullshit.
but we
the highest degree.
sympathize with the
So,
pain and
quote-
suffering.
Quote, we sympathize with the pain and loss suffered by the Alou family. We met with them early in the process and explained that this review would take time. We have been open and available to any reach in from their counsel from our first meeting and continue to be. We are carefully working through a complex and nuanced legal analysis. We expect to reach a decision soon. I'm sorry, I don't see how this is complex.
This
Yeah,
isn't
it's-
The
called-
guy
it's
opened
not.
fired when he had no justification to open fire, let alone even draw his freaking gun. And then on top of that was he didn't even follow the basic rules. Know what's beyond your target. Don't shoot something unless you're willing to destroy it. Like he did
All the
not
basic
follow
gun rules.
All the basic gun rules were violated here.
The
He-
second he pulled that out of the holster, it was
Everything went
Are you
wrong.
sure he just didn't want to just kill somebody? I mean, there are stupid people out
Well,
there.
clearly he wanted to kill
He
somebody
wanted
because he
to.
was shooting at someone.
he pulled that trigger.
You
like,
don't pull your gun out and point it unless you're willing to or want to destroy that thing
Well,
you're
you-
pointing it at.
we pulled our rifle on the moose up in the valley. We didn't want to. Never mind. I'll take that statement back.
Oh yeah, I know, right? You wish you had that tag.
Yeah,
I wanted to shoot it, but it wasn't.
it wasn't
we
right.
couldn't, but the rifle was out and ready. I mean, that's a different situation. Like I said, I've only pulled my gun out one time on the phone with the police because I had a drunk person. This is when I first came home from my mission. I'd just gone through the course, and I'm in a sketchy part of Springville, and a drunk person was trying to break through my window.
Sketchy
and I
part of Springville? So you just mean Springville?
Yeah, true. Springville's pretty weird.
I'm sorry, I love Springville.
South side,
I lived
south
there
side
for a
of the
while.
tracks. South side of the tracks. So
Okay.
where all the drugs are
Okay.
on there. But I pulled out. I was on the phone with them like, hey, they're trying to break in, and I pulled it out and set it on the dash, and he left. And the police were like, hey, are you okay now? And I said, yeah, like, this is going on. And they're like, okay, you sure we don't need to send an officer? And I was like, no, the neighbor came out and got him after hearing all the ruckus and everything. And the neighbor was like, get your ass back inside, dude. He's just a kid. He's been visiting his friend. Let him
Yeah.
go. Like, he doesn't want anything. He's scared. You obviously can see he's scared to death. Okay. And it's like, would I have ever done that in a situation other than that? Absolutely not. But it was an actual active threat. This situation, as far as the evidence, there's no
evidence that he was a threat at the
there
time.
was an active threat. He had his gun, which is his Second Amendment right to do so.
And I'll be fair to him. I mean, anyone dressed in black bloc carrying a gun around is all automatically suspicious at that point.
Very, but like you're
But
supposed to go talk to him first.
Yeah, it doesn't immediately demand drawing your gun.
And shooting the sucker, like,
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna draw your gun, proceed up and talk.
I wouldn't even draw the gun.
Well,
I
I
would
know.
wait.
Like if that's what's going through his sickened mind to draw his
Mhm.
gun, draw your gun, walk up to the person to get in communication range and figure out what the devil's going on.
I mean, you could pull it out and hold it behind your back, out of the holster, just in case it turned actively violent, which could have been possible. But from the sounds of it and the videos and everything,
if we're being honest, though,
Versus-
you shouldn't have to do that because you should have practiced enough that you
yeah,
can
to
draw your gun
get it.
quickly.
Yeah, I know.
If-
But from this guy, from the sounds of this guy, he's an idiot with firearms.
If you're
so
gonna pack a pistol with you, train with it first.
Oh yeah.
We don't need greenies packing pistols and causing more damage.
that's actually why I'm against the 18-year-olds carrying handguns. As somebody who's pro Second Amendment,
Yeah.
like super pro, I'm against children carrying firearms.
So I'm good with the whole 21-year-old like, handgun.
21, yes.
21 handgun purchase, but 18 being able to
Conceal
pack a rifle.
They can, but in the
I
state
know.
of Utah, you can conceal carry when you're 18.
Yes, and it's
And I
a
do not-
very regulated.
I know, but I
program.
don't
Yeah.
like it because I've met a lot of stupid 18-year-olds.
Well,
okay,
how else are
We
people
were
gonna
all the
practice?
stupid 18-year-olds.
We all were like
All right.
And so, do we want to do what we talked about last week, Kyle?
I can't remember it, so yes.
So,
What?
thank you guys for joining with us. We're now going to kind of do a pivot real quick and do some church news if you want to log off and
If we have
whatever.
any, I mean, it
I
is
hadn't
pretty
seen
late.
I haven't really seen
A new
very
apostle
much
was
church
called.
news.
Oh yeah, I did see that the other day. A new apostle.
Besides that, and then also the what is it? Oh yeah, the Christmas devotional will just be a pre-recorded rather than a live
Really?
event. Yeah, so there's
Probably,
some church news,
probably,
new apostle
honestly-
being called, and
honestly, that pre-recorded is honestly they probably received an active threat, and
Mhm.
they're doing what. Needs
I
to be
think
done.
that's going to happen a lot more now. You're going to see big organizations where there's like the LDS Church or like
Catholic.
TPUSA,
Mhm.
stuff like that. I think you'll see a lot of these groups doing
More
pre-recorded
pre-recorded.
stuff rather than live because of the amount of threats in general. Because that's something Tim Pool's talked about is especially post Charlie Kirk assassination, is the amount of threats that are happening that that you could consider credible is
Mhm.
just going through the roof.
So on to the church thing. The new apostle was the presiding bishopric.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been in conference for
He's been
years.
down to-
Great
Christy, if you
guy.
want to search that up and pull it
Yeah,
up.
do you want to pull that up?
So I don't know if anyone can see what the screen is right now, but so yeah, new apostle. I can't remember his name.
And I mean,
didn't
you
even
did
read
have
any
the
of
new
articles.
garments come out, which everybody knows about that. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Is this really bad? I don't know how to. Elder
We had that issue with Elder Suarez for a long time.
Gerald.
Kause?
I don't know. You
What
know better than me.
Yeah, you're over
You're the
here.
only
Latin,
multilingual
right?
person here.
Where is he from?
So he's been in for quite a while as the presiding bishopric. So he's already had experiences with the
Hold on, just a second. I need to type his name in here.
like all the service points of the
Oh,
church.
he's
and everything.
French. Okay.
Oh,
that
he's
makes
French?
sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Jared.
So what's like
Bor-
croissant?
Bordeaux, France is where he's from.
Okay.
Bordeaux.
Mhm.
Yeah, he looks French. He looks happy though.
Yeah, he
we
looks
got
like
we got
he's
another.
French, so he's probably been eating a lot of good food, I guess.
I mean,
Well,
We got another non-Native American in there now.
No, we don't have any Native Americans in there now. Sorry, you said it, so I just had to
I
roll
know,
with it.
I know.
American born, yes.
oh my hell.
So
So that's the second one. I mean, we got Germany and France. I guess are
Suarez.
they gonna butt heads in there?
Suarez, Brazil.
Is
There
he-
was a meme
Oh,
going
really?
around.
Okay.
There's a meme going around about that, about the three that is.
And then where's the last one from? I don't even know the one or
I don't know. Maybe
the one
look
called
up.
before him.
Maybe you can.
So
get
he's
some of the
60.
source
Can
roll
you go back up just
for you?
right? Oh, down right there. So he's a 62-year-old native to Bordeaux.
Bordeaux,
Bordeaux?
France.
There's no L in there.
It's
the hell?
French.
France.
Oh,
At the
no,
time.
Patrick Kieran. Never mind. He's American.
At the time of this call, he was in his 11th year of service as the church presiding
no.
bishop.
He's English actually.
He was the third presiding bishop born outside the United States and the first for whom English is the second language.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's done, I
Oh,
like
wait,
this
as
guy.
presiding bishop,
Uh-huh.
he was the first where English was the second language. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, wasn't Christofferson
So-
from Germany? But no, he was never presiding bishop.
This is what I love is humanitarian aid, welfare, tithing, fast offerings, physical facilities, membership records. He's
He's the presiding bishop.
Yeah,
Like
he
he
was the
has
top
it all,
guy.
and it's
He was the
super
top guy
awesome.
for a lot of that. He
So
managed
I'm
all of
like,
it.
I'm excited to see where this is going. I wonder I don't know who's the presiding bishop now.
they're gonna call a new one in conference.
They're gonna have to.
So
that's the
I
other
found
thing, is a
out,
new
which
one
made
will
me
be
super
called.
nervous. Some of these guys were called in their 40s to the apostleship with no experience. And I'm over here like, okay, I just got to make it past. I will never be called to any of this. Thank
You
God.
hope.
No, I will
Hey,
not.
Remember, Paul was killing Christians before he became apostle.
Watch, one of us gets a phone call and then calls the other one, hey,
So
guess
Crap,
what?
that wasn't bad enough.
That wasn't bad.
to give yourself some grace, they're normally mission presidents and stake presidents.
No, there's been some
there
that
have
have
been
not.
some, but for the majority of them, they've
Well,
been.
I'm good because I don't think I'll ever get any of those callings, so we're in the clear. I just think it freaked me out because I was
Oh,
like,
he's got
man,
military service.
we
Oh,
just-
Hello.
sweet.
1 year military
So
service.
he knows. Well, he's French, so he knows how to retreat, right?
Oh my gosh.
They were badasses up until World War II.
Hey,
Hey,
they're
they
never
were
gonna
still
live it
pretty
down.
cool after World War II. Okay,
Mostly for their croissants.
they helped us, Kate. They helped us win the Revolutionary War. Okay.
And then we had to save their butts twice. I'm
They-
just
Yeah,
saying,
because
three.
you want to know
So
why?
Three
Ready
times,
for this?
Sorry, Vietnam. We're gonna count
Hey,
that too.
ready
we
for
saved
this?
their butts 3 times.
Do you know why I think we had to save their butts? They gave us their best troops, and they all died over here fighting for our freedom. And so when their conflict came up, they didn't have anybody who knew what the f- they were doing. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So back to him. Sorry. I'm sorry. When he's French, I'm gonna make French jokes.
No, I know. Like,
I can't help it. It's impulsive to me.
you got some German in you or what?
Yes. What do you think Meckling is? That's my last name. It's German.
Makes sense.
I
guess.
can't help it.
I thought you just owned a tire company.
No, that's Michelin.
Same thing.
Second generation.
American?
No,
No.
Latter-day Saint.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So see, Kate, I have a lot of respect for these members of the church. I guess I would be. My parents are converts.
They are.
Yeah. So what? That would be. They
You would be second or
second
first
or first gen,
generation.
and
Either second
I
or first
have
gen.
a lot of
So
respect.
if
for
he's
these.
considered second, you're considered second.
Okay.
Because his parents were baptized when he was 6 months old.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I'm
so then you'd
second
be second
You're
generation.
second.
And so I have a lot of
'Cause then-
respect for people who are that new into the church and love it and appreciate it so much and
Yeah.
and preach the gospel with such ferventry.
Yeah, because my family's
Valiantry.
mixed.
Yeah, that's probably a better word for
My
it.
family's mixed. It's, my grandmas on both sides were a long time. Their families were long time members of the church. My great grandma on my mom's side, I think I have the rocking chair, or I don't have it here. That actually is believed in the family to have come across the plains. But then on the other hand, though, it's like I believe both my grandpas were converts, and so it's just kind of it's mixed on that, where it's like, sure, my dad's kind of second generation, but also kind of not second generation because of that. But at the same time, though, it is interesting to see the perspective of the members and who are converts as compared to the members
Their kids are your age.
who aren't. Wait, what?
So they were married in '86 and
Oh,
had
dang.
5. So their kids are around
So I'm
our age. Yeah.
Yeah.
weird. I trace all my membership back to the pioneers coming across the plains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Get out
I'm
of here then.
And
I'm
that's
like
me for some of it. Half of it,
I'm
one
like-
side is and the other side isn't.
I'm like 5th generation all the way through.
Dang.
The Simon His General Authority took him and the 3 children to Germany and later the United States. Huh.
Dang.
Enemy
That's
territory.
So he's what, trilingual then?
Probably. But that's not uncommon for a lot of Europeans
No, it's
though,
not.
to know
So
know
I
2
know-
or more languages.
But going from French to German's
So-
rough.
You know
Yeah,
how
I wouldn't
conference?
know.
You know how conference is translated into a ton of different languages.
Mhm.
So I know the guy who translates it into Arabic.
Cool.
So he was a military translator, and he works for the church already. And they're like, "Wait a minute, you speak Arabic?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you want to come and like record this? We don't have a lot of people that listen over there, but do you want to translate this?" And he's like, "Yeah."
We
I'm like,
have-
"That's so cool."
That's the thing, is a lot of people don't realize there's mission. I believe there is a mission in Pakistan,
Mhm.
but then the only people who can serve in Pakistan are members from Pakistan.
Well, it makes sense, like China.
It's the same thing with Haiti.
Yeah, and so it's just like that's the thing, is like there's a lot of these countries where it's like Arabic, for example. There's members of the church there, but they don't speak English, so that's a great opportunity for them to
So-
be able to hear it in their own tongue.
My brother-in-law, who's on his mission, he got called to Guam. He's now serving in Chuk, which is a United States federally protected area.
Mhm.
That's the only language within the United States protection that is protected, which is weird. Shukese is not translated easily, and there's not a lot of missionaries right now that know how to speak that language. His
Does
goal,
he speak it?
yes, he is learning it. He was assigned to speak English. Now he's learning Chuk.
Hey,
Poor guy.
I was assigned to speak English. I go to
You
Georgia,
speak Southern.
and I speak Southern, and people don't understand it. Hell, I didn't understand it when I got there. Okay.
So on my mission, we had people from all over the world. One elder had come in contact. He kept track of 109 different countries.
I
And
left.
while I was there, one of my companions got the approval to start learning Twi, which was one of the main languages of Ghana, Africa.
That's-
So I left. I came home being trilingual: Haitian, Spanish, and English. But, anyways, my
I didn't
brother-in-law.
even know Haitian had their own language. I thought they
It's
spoke Spanish.
It's a dialect.
Okay.
It's a dialect of
Okay.
French.
Oh, French.
So the Haiti was settled by France.
So he
Oh,
should
that
be
makes
able
sense.
to
Okay.
say his name correctly.
So
Yeah.
I,
Dude, this
I
is
haven't
cool.
had to speak French in 5 years.
Gosh dang.
I'm gonna cry about it.
So
It's been
What a
over.
blessing not have to speak French.
So,
Sorry.
anyways, my brother-in-law, his goal when he comes back is to be able to come back and translate the Bible, because they don't have the Bible in their native
Oh,
tongue.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. So
He wants to get on that project as well as translate for conference.
Well, if he's learning the language and he's probably
Can
going
you
to be
scroll
one of
down?
the only members of the church who knows the language, chances are he'll be drawn for that
Mhm.
project
Okay,
specifically.
one second. What's this?
So, anyway, that was a long rant on.
I like
And
this.
that's a relatively small geographic area for that
Yeah,
language.
Very
can you
small.
scroll down a
So
little
there's
more?
is it a written language then?
Mm-hmm.
They at least have a written language. Gosh.
Well, it's
I like it.
written in the same way the Navajo language is written.
Post tense writing.
Yes.
So they use like what our Latin
Latin.
alphabet.
It's our Latin alphabet, but it's spelled phonetically. It's written
Interesting.
phonetically, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which is very weird. Like, traditionally, it's not written, but the way they write it is the way they speak it.
Yeah.
And the writing
But that's
changes.
kind of, I guess, when it's non-written language, that's kind of what you have to do.
Well, the writing changes.
Yeah.
Because just people pronounce it different.
Yeah.
And just, it's so weird.
All right. Well, that's gonna be a
Is-
fun one for him, huh?
We'll
Oh,
get
yeah. He's loving it, though.
we'll get a lot more church news. I think we got a lot of stuff that involves the church that's going on, but I think we need to get some more information about
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
talk about that.
And as you had mentioned, the new garments for women, the sleeveless
Nope, and men.
garments.
And men.
Oh,
And
they
men.
got them.
They're-
We
Yep,
have
they're
tank
both-
tops now.
You know what's really interesting though? It's just before they were released, they were first generally they were first released in
Polynesian
obviously
Other
the
countries.
very hot countries
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
because it makes sense there. And it was really weird to see people like buying them and then reselling them, and then in some cases, some people were buying them and then renting them out to people in the U.S. who wanted them.
That's
And
wrong.
I just-
I'm
oh,
sorry
I
to say
know.
that's so wrong.
It's so, yeah.
It is so wrong.
That's so wrong and
But
disrespectful. Like come
That's
on.
the other thing too, is like how much of almost a commodity is it now here in Utah compared to other.
Did you see the
countries?
line at the distribution center?
I saw
It's
some.
ridiculous.
It went
pictures.
4 blocks.
And I'm sorry to say that's ridiculous. Just I would like a pair, and I plan on
waiting.
getting pairs, but I'm gonna wait because to me it's not about.
So I'm excited for the women because they now have like dress bottoms.
Mhm.
Oh, they have a lot more than that now
No,
too.
I know.
They
but
have
that, like,
so many things that
Oh,
will
my,
make it
my wife and I
comfortable.
were going through them. She was showing me they've got the freaking hospital gown versions now
Mhm.
for people who are hospitalized that need that
Mhm.
that gown for the function, but still want to be able
Well,
to wear
there's
the
so many
garment.
other. We'll keep it
They
very
brought
vague.
the onesies back too.
Yeah, I know.
the Lonesies never left.
Did they
They've
never
never
leave? I
been
thought
there.
they had
Mm-mm.
left for a while.
No, they never left.
Dude,
They
I got
brought the
long sleeve
onesies.
garments. Okay, and they're
Knowing
comfortable
my wife,
for
she's
camp.
gonna when I die, she's gonna put me in a onesie.
I
I know that.
They have long
that she'll
sleeves,
do
but
that, 'cause
the
that's
thing
what
is
her mom
to
did
me,
with
it's
her-
not about
her
like
dad.
the shape of the garment. It's about my commitment that I made over it.
It's a reminder.
But it's awesome. But I mean, we're running 30
Oh, yeah.
minutes over schedule here. So
15.
I was curious.
15 technically because we started 15 minutes late.
I was curious if we wanted to end this podcast on the. I sent the video link over Discord over that Lord of the Rings movie quote, or if we just want to pick a random quote. What's your guys' vote?
We can end with that movie, the Lord
movie
of the
quote,
Rings
yeah.
quote. But real quick, breaking news:
Can-
Timcast IRL, basically.
Okay. Can you pull up the Discord chat?
Yeah, she can. So Tim Pool, you heard of the Culture War at all? It's one of the various podcasts he has.
Okay.
Addressing the reported assault at today's taping of the Culture War. It is unacceptable in any way to put your hands on our talent, guests, and friends. According to staff, the man approached PTL radio show, put his hands on his face. That's the X account, so they're referring to a specific X account, and shoved him over. Comments Brian had been during the show, or Brian, sorry, comments Brian had made during the show. Wow, I am retarded right now if I couldn't read that. No one should be assaulted over their political views, and we will not tolerate it ever. So it looks like someone's getting banned from ever coming on to Timcast again for that. So that's an episode I am going to go watch.
Go watch, and we'll bring it up next time.
Yeah. So you got
Okay.
a movie quote you
I do.
want to put
Okay,
in
so
there.
those who are Lord of the Rings fans,
We know it's not in the books. Well, we know it's in the books in a different part of the books, but it's still good.
yeah, is I know it's all mixed, but shut up and enjoy it. Okay, I just felt like we needed some inspiration, and Lord of the Rings always
I
does
don't
that for
think
me.
they're going to hear the audio on it though,
What?
because I don't think I set it up. I had to rebuild all this because the
Oh, yeah,
computer
true.
freaking took a crap.
Well,
on
I
me.
guess we'll play it and see, and if you don't, click on the link and.
So
Unless,
go ahead
do
and
we
hit
need
play.
to do it? No, do we need to just have her copy that link and put it onto the
Here.
internet?
Here, I can. For those of you that do not know, we now have a community Discord. I will put that up in the articles.
It is in the articles.
That's the show
That's
prep.
the show
Oh,
prep.
oh.
That's
Well,
the show
I'm
prep
sorry,
one.
I didn't see the other one.
I will
He'll go put it in the article section or.
of the community.
Well,
Do you
can't
have an
pull-
article? I mean, it'd probably be better under clips if you have the one a clips for the community one.
Sorry, I don't see
I can
the-
set that up right now.
I don't see the other chat.
Because
But
you haven't accepted
go
the-
ahead and hit play. Christy will listen to it and he can make his comments on it. If we can hear it. Oh, they'll probably hear it now. Oh, this is like freaking 5 minutes long, John. You're
Deal
killing
with
me.
it. It was the only scene, okay?
Alright, well, we gotta at least keep talking for a little bit because we don't want to
It's-
get copyrighted on this.
It's all over YouTube.
I know, but
So put
you know
the
people
link
will try to
down.
copyright. That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was the one scene that caught the whole quote
Yeah.
for what it is, and I wanted to read it, but I'm sorry, I can't do it justice. I don't have King Théoden's voice. That still gives me chills.
Yeah.
I really want to go
Check
So
your-
you're
rewatch
talking
this.
Check your
specifically
Discord.
the King Theoden quote in this. And this happens. It
This
does
is-
happen in the books, but it happens in a different
Yeah,
part.
so
right?
part of it. So he says some stuff, but his.
Christy, go ahead and pause it.
So
And try to
So-
fast forward it to where
no,
we see King
it's
Theoden.
right here. It's
It's about to be
yes,
there?
the
Okay.
horn is right where it is.
Okay.
But so King Théoden is saying some things like the Arise, Riders of Rohan, you know, the whole speech, but it's his son Aramir, I believe, that is like originally shouts the death and then just goes crazy because he just watched his family get slaughtered.
yeah.
What he thinks, and he just goes bloodthirsty, and you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, in the books. But this just, we've had some rough months, and this is just inspirational. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and hit play, and there's also something else I'll say at the very end as well. Continue. Play. Alright.
This scene doesn't happen in the books, by the way,
Oh,
where the Nazgul King shatters Gandalf's staff.
oh really?
Doesn't happen.
Oh, I think I
stops
did
at the
hear
gate.
that. I
He
think I
stops
did
at the
hear that.
gate. They stop him at the gate.
And then the staff isn't shattered and whatnot.
Hmm
Okay.
Oh, this scene still gives me chills,
Gosh
guys.
dang. You're so sensitive.
This is my favorite movie. Just ask my wife.
It is a great movie. I
I
mean,
watch it once a month.
all three of them were great movies, but The Return of the King was particularly a great movie.
Extended edition.
Well, true, extended edition. There's nothing better than extended, right?
Wait till they release the director's cut.
Oh, yeah? Director's cut's gonna be even better and longer? It better be longer. I always like when they add more.
36 hours.
Holy crap.
Are you kidding me?
He filmed pretty much the book
Holy
T to T.
crap.
For all three? 12 hours apiece?
Holy.
He filmed the book. Like, literally.
Wow. Director's cut's gonna be 36 hours. 36 hours.
Pretty sure it was 36.
I hope you're mistaken. That's absolutely asinine.
No, it's not. Because it's the full book. You realize those books are like this thick, okay?
That's a lot
Okay.
of stuff.
Spears shall be shaken, shields shall be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises.
Well, that's the quote.
It is. Well, he does go a little bit deeper in here. You gotta give it to when he yells death, okay?
Okay. Well, true. He still has a few things. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it right there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can
Alright.
stop it right now if you.
Yeah.
But we face so much evil. The reason why I was just thinking about this, we face so much evil, and like you look at Gondor, it's just surrounded, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and all hopes fell for those who have read the books and seen the movies. Like, just hope is gone. They're like, we're done, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's day and age, we feel that way too.
Mm-hmm.
But we have hope, and all these other good things that, you know, that like show up. Okay, they weren't even sure these guys were going to show up, and they show up and save them. So it's just something just to be positive. I mean, and go watch Lord of the Rings. It's a great show of good versus evil, and more moral. It's such a good moral code.
Yeah.
But what were you?
Oh, so yeah, so I mean, you can go ahead and get that off the screen. It doesn't matter. There is something I had been thinking about for a little while now. I can't remember. I think it's in the Book of Alma where it talks about the army of Helaman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in
Which
the
we hadn't have the quotes.
Yeah,
right
I know. We
here.
have one of those quotes here right now on the table. But what I was thinking about is Army of Helaman didn't just start by the young men coming together to form Helaman's army. It started with the Anti-Nephi Lehis, their parents, when they decided to put down their swords and no longer take it up in violence against anyone else. And then that first time they were attacked and they were just slaughtered, but then that very slaughter made their enemy rethink their actions. They realized the horror of what they were doing, and they ceased to do that. And then the second time where it happens, instead of them getting slaughtered, their sons stand up and say, "No, we're going to go and fight so that never happens again." And the reason I had been thinking about that a lot is I think the millennial generation needs to be the Anti-Nephi Lehis for the purpose of Gen Z and Gen Alpha being able to become the army of Helaman in our modern times. We have to effectively take the bullet, swear to the non-violence, because then if the war comes, the
The war.
courage of the next generation will stand up, and they'll become what they're truly meant to be.
The war then falls on Z.
Sucker. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still in drafting age, so
Sucker.
I am too.
it tapers off at what, 32-ish?
30,
Yeah, but
no,
Also,
it's higher.
people like me who are prior service.
38.
What? Oh, yeah, well.
I thought
People
it was
like me who
38.
are prior service tend to be higher up on the list anyways, no matter what.
So I think we just ended on just stand up, but you don't gotta partake of the violence. I mean, there's so many ways to be at peace here with everybody here, and
Make sure your home's in order before you start worrying about the world at large.
Get yourself and your own house in order, and then you can go out and save the world.
Mm.
Can't do
It's-
it if you're chaotic at home.
It's the whole oxygen mask on the airplane. You got to get it on yourself before you can put it on someone else.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I think that's it. So
that's it for today, folks.
don't
Thank you for joining in on the terrible and horrible podcast that this is. It's barely duct taped together.
don't
And
forget.
then re-duct tape together. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you thought everything went smoothly, I promise you next week the computer will probably crash again. So, with that note, where can we find you?
At Beard, Brass, and Blood on YouTube, Instagram, and all the good platforms.
Yep, John.
I haven't posted on mine, so it's okay.
Well,
I
you
post
can
on my I
find-
post on my Instagram Walking with Watson, but I'm
If you
really
want
bad.
to find him, go to Walking with Watson on Instagram. Tell him he needs to post stuff because he's lazy.
I have like
A lot of
75
stuff you
gigs
could
of
post.
videos to post, but I just want to say, remember, like, subscribe, share, yell at us in the comments, give us ideas to talk about. Let's keep it up, guys.
Yep. And, well, you can find me here at The Rum because it's Remington Ultra Magnum. Not because I'm great, but because I'm fat. Have a nice day.